with the pen, I'm learning life. My thirst is divine, words inspire with perfect time. Nurtured right, them man there be learning lines, rehearsing lines. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everybody that's locked in. Welcome back to another episode of Shameless FC. I say a show where we go through all the latest topics of the week, but there's only one thing that we're probably going to be talking about, and that is the World Cup final. Argentina are World Cup champions. Lionel Messi's finally reached the pinnacle of his career, and I can't lie, it's the perfect fairy tale ending to his career as well. But we're going to delve into everything regarding the final and the tournament as well. Best of, worst of. We might delve into Liverpool v City and some of the club football fixtures coming up because we are returning back to club football. Yes, I can't wait. But yeah, we're going to delve into everything.
Sensing some sarcasm there, Lewis, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not really looking forward to going back to the bridge. You're not going back to being in the Matthew Harding lower or whatever end you sit in.
Yeah, I look forward to being back in my seat. That's it. Meet my friends again, socialize, but sadly there will be a football game in between that, and we're probably going to lose it.
Sadly, what he means is Kai Havertz will be on the pitch as well. That's what.
Hey, I don't want to hear it. You're about as bad as we are, so I don't even want to hear.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm defending you, man. I know how much you don't like Kai Havertz, innit?
Yeah, so I'll go back to him as well. Great, fucking brilliant. But yeah, big up everyone. Like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts regarding the World Cup, Chelsea, anything. Let us know in the comment section. Check out everyone's socials, everyone's YouTube channels. They are all down in the description below. And yeah, let's get into it. Flawless, what are you telling me, bro? How's your week been?
Yeah, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Obviously enjoying the World Cup. Obviously, we'll talk about the final, but just in general, I'm all good. I'm saying no complaints. It's cold as shit, but we're here, and it's always good to be on Shameless. Big up for having man as well. Much appreciated.
Every time, bro. Every time. Ryan, what are you saying, bro?
No, good. Just gutted, you know, the World Cup's over. It's been a great month. Loved every minute of it. Enjoyed the break from club football. Gutted that it has to come back now, but what can you do, innit?
Facts. Jan, what were you saying? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I've enjoyed the World Cup too, to be honest. It's a bit random because we're so used to it being in the summer, but I think it worked quite well. I think there was a lot of negativity about it, but I think sometimes when it's in the summer, if you play the whole season, you're kind of knackered. Whereas it's right when everyone's getting into their best flow. So I think it was I thought we saw some really good football. So yeah, it was good.
Same. Totally agree. Egal, what were you saying, bro? Also, welcome onto the stream, my guy. Hope you're good.
Yeah, man. I fully echo what some of you guys are saying. I felt like the best final I've ever seen in my life. One of the best World Cups I've ever seen in my life. One of the best ends to a tournament that we've seen in a long time. And just what amazing football we've watched. This whole tournament has just been fantastic, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And it's sad that it's over, but bring on the Premier League football because we got some stuff to do this season, hopefully.
Yeah. Bring on the Premier League. Bring on the Premier League. I can't wait. But we'll get into that later because I don't want to think about it right now. Let's talk about the World Cup final. And is this the best final that we have ever witnessed, or at least ever happened in general? Because
let me go first.
Go for it, bro.
It's not only the best final; it's the best World Cup that I've witnessed in my lifetime. I've watched World Cup since '98, and '98 I was very young, so I don't remember it too much, but I remember watching it, and I remember that's how I got into football. So from '98 till now, I've witnessed France get to World Cup final after World Cup final after World Cup final. And it's just like, I thought they were going to win it again. I thought they were going to get their third star. They didn't get it. Argentina got it. And the way that they did it, the fashion that they did it. Look, Argentina lost the first game to Saudi Arabia. They needed to win against Mexico. Messi got it out for them. They needed to win in the next game against, who was it against? Poland?
Mexico,
yes.
Wasn't it? Mexico was
the second one. Mexico, then they needed to face Poland.
Yeah, Poland, yeah.
Then they had Netherlands. The guy did the handball. They got a penalty. It was crazy. And then you look at the French side of things. France had 6 players out. They weren't even supposed to be out there, favorites out their group. Denmark were supposed to be dark horses. England, if England won, they were Morocco did a madness. I don't know what are you doing? You
Denmark, they were my dark horses too. But
oh, you threw me off there when you started doing Christian thing. Anyways, but then
This guy's an idiot, man. This guy's so daft, you know. This guy.
What did I
me?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Lewis, not you. I wouldn't say that to you. I'm talking to him.
Okay,
and
I was
Lewis.
gonna say.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Lewis guys in Egypt, man. Go on. Sorry, carry on.
And then to end it all off, you guys realize that we've had two of the highest goal scorers in World Cups in a long time. In Mbappe and Thing both scoring 8 and 7 goals. The goals that were scored, the amount of upsets, the amount of craziness, and forget about everything else. Fans. This was the best World Cup for fans in the sense that you could be in one city and watch all 64 games. Shout out Thogden. The guy could have gone to every single game. You can't do that in America.
They were all in the same city.
Yeah, bro.
I thought they were all in the same country. That's fucking ridiculous.
Bro, you could drive from one stadium to the other on a scooter.
What the fuck? That is mad.
You could sit and literally go to 30 games in 30 days.
That is mental. When I heard he was trying that, I thought he was just shooting for the stars with that. But no, it was actually realistic. He could have done it.
The next World Cup is going to be the most expensive World Cup. The next World Cup is going to have 16 different cities, 16 different group stages. I honestly...
And hella time zones.
I can't wait for it, man.
I missed out. But you know what? This comes 4 times a year. This comes every 4 years, and it's delivered. It's been amazing. I can't say anything less of it than it's been the greatest World Cup in my lifetime.
I've tried to debate between this one and 2014, but the more we talk about it, the more I see it. There's been way more shocks. I think 2014, it might just be because the vibes were really good around that time. Brazil and the whole futsal thing surrounding it. Everything seemed perfect around that point, but nah, Qatar hit different. I thought 2018 was just a bit predictable. Personally, everyone knew France were winning. My only shock was England didn't make the final. I thought that bracket was just too easy for them and kind of underestimated Croatia. But I see it. Flawless, what were you saying? Is this the best World Cup you've seen, or is there anything else?
It's up there. It's definitely up there. When I think back to World Cups, I do vaguely remember, obviously, I was a kid, 98 sticks out because 98 was like traumatic. Like everyone remembers. In particular, the England-Argentina game. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the one. But it's definitely been a great World Cup. And the ending as well, because we got two stars head to head. That's what we wanted. If we could have wrote this, whether it was Argentina and France and it was Messi and Mbappe, or it was Brazil and France, and it was, which it could have been, and it was Neymar versus Mbappe. That's the one I wanted to see, but this was not a bad substitute. And the game delivered. Messi delivered in the game, Mbappe delivered in the game. Like, there isn't really much more we could ask for. A drama, it went to extra time. Both teams had chances right near the end. That Colo Mano, he missed the sitter. And then right down the other end, Argentina went. And Martinez missed the sitter, you know what I'm saying, from 6 yards out. Then it goes to penalties. Mbappe steps up, he scores his penalty. Messi steps up, he scores his penalty. So then they've both done what they're supposed to do. Messi just rolling back the years, 100%, because he has been criticized, and fairly so, for his international record and what he's done. And today he solidified himself. Now when people talk GOATs, it's hard to argue against. You know what I'm saying? Because had he lost today, I'd be here talking about, it's very tough to, like, that's a massive black mark. And obviously all players have black marks, but like he's definitely done a lot to solidify himself within that, when it comes to that conversation and within that category. And he was very good. It's not like he was bad during the tournament. And Mbappe, even though I thought he had a quiet tournament, he wasn't at his best. Today he showed up. Moments. This is why I always like talk about players being productive. And even like when
Mbappe has shown up during this tournament a lot.
Yeah, at times.
Maybe
but I don't
games, but he's
he's had great moments. But because he's such a good player, I expect, not only do I expect great moments from him, I expect great games from him. Yeah. The bar for him is different than it is for Giroud, than it is for Griezmann, Dembele. That's just me personally. When I'm looking at France, if they lose, you know what I'm saying, Malta, I said this beforehand yesterday. If France lose the World Cup final, first thing I'm looking at is Mbappe, what did you do? That's the first person I'm looking at, and the first bit, and he delivered in their moments there. Could you have said he could have done more early? Yes.
It's even more than that, because I know I always say, like, you don't remember the losers in defeat and stuff, but
you'll remember him.
He's made this final all about himself, in spite of the fact that it's Messi's pinnacle achievement.
he saved himself from a world of criticism, which would have been deserved had they had lost 2-0 and he had done nothing.
And also, where is the rest of his French team? Where were they?
Yeah.
Like Didier Deschamps did his best, and he didn't get any criticism. Mbappe did his best, and he didn't get any criticism. Imagine a game where your star player and your manager has no criticism, but the rest of the 11 don't show up. Varane,
You know what it was, Egal? That the injuries caught up with them.
the whole
When you
back
look at
line, Tinker.
the injuries caught up with them. When you look at it, like in terms of who Deschamps plays, Man Young's the number one goalkeeper, so that's one. Kimpembe plays, that's two. The Hernandez brother went down, that's 3. Pogba and Kante playing the pivot, that's 4 and 5.
I think
And
Tchouaméni would have
Nkunku
played
playing,
instead of
that's
Kante
6.
anyway.
Yeah,
to
but
be
it's
honest.
potential Kante could have played, that's 6.
Yeah.
You got Nkunku who's 7. Benzema's 8. So 8 of your outfield players who would play, whether you think they're good enough or not, would play for him. So it's kind of like that team, like Muntz said it just before, like shout out to Muntz. That looked like a Nations League team, that France team. If you look at the final 11 on the pitch, it's a Nations League team. So they did well to combat all of that. Like I said, because if you add in the players that are missing, I think they win this. But it's all if, buts, and maybes. Salute to Argentina and salute to France. Do I believe France could have really done any more? Not particularly. Like you said, I can't really criticize Deschamps. I could argue and say Mbappe should have done more earlier on, but then he's helped his team get back into it. And he's done a Mazza and he's took, he scored 3 penalties in a row, unlike some. But, that's a whole different conversation. Because people acting like scoring 2 penalties in a game is tough.
One thing I will say, Benzema's pride cost them another option on the bench. Because if he put his pride aside and got on the plane and came, there was a loophole where he could have been on the bench and selected for today's game. And with all the issues that they had with it, the players had to come off. Imagine having Benzema as a substitute option instead of the young midfielder. That it would have been a way better option. And if Benzema played in this game, I think France would have nicked it.
That's fair. I think Benzema is enough. I think he's enough of it. But even a half fit or 70% fit, is still good enough. I get what Egal's saying. 15 minutes. You're not fully fit. Give us 15 minutes. He's fit, and I'm sure he's fit enough to take a penalty. And then I'm sure Coleman and Tchouaméni, he's probably taking penalties before them. You know what I'm saying? And that because Mbappe.
So he didn't get picked for the squad because he was injured before the tournament, right?
No, he was in the squad,
he got injured. He got injured in the first training session that he trained with the squad. Then he flew back to get analysis with the Real Madrid team. And there was an argument in why he flew back. They wanted him to stay with the French team and get fit so he could end up playing. They wanted him to do a Neymar, basically. Miss pretty much all the group stage games and be back for the games that matter. And he's like, no, I'm going to get fit with Real Madrid. They had an argument. The French president said, I will fly you out today on my private plane. You can be in Qatar and you can be in the squad. He said, no, I'm not interested.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's his own beef with Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps didn't pick him 2018, didn't pick him the Euros prior to that, because of the issues in 2014 Brazil.
But I thought they cleaned that up because
he picked him in the World Cup.
Yeah, because they picked him the last Euros and then he was in the squad this time.
Well, it wasn't fixed by the time 2018 happened. It still wasn't resolved then.
No, not 2018. I'm talking about the 2020 Euros. Benzema played.
They had beef after he went back to Real Madrid. He said to him,
is it? Okay.
I want to go to my doctor. I want to get my medical treatment. I want to make sure I'm getting an analysis from people who actually have a vested interest in me being fit. So he doesn't trust the French people. I mean, not the French people, but like the French doctors and the people, because they're gonna have a vested interest in trying to get him fit as quick as possible, and he might not be fully fit. So why would he take that risk with Didier Deschamps when he hasn't shown the interest in him in the first place? And Giroud had a great tournament, but when it mattered, 40 minutes in, Giroud was off the pitch.
Wasn't it a case of fitness though? Because I see Fata dropping the super chat as well, asking about it. But I think Giroud came off because he wasn't really that fit before the game anyway. And then it became a case of emergencies, and they just took him off as a precaution.
I don't think it was fitness. I think it was lack of intensity. Giroud doesn't offer you the level of intensity they needed in the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Also, the player they took
got taken off for tactical reasons.
Yeah, so did that number 10, but we'll get onto that. You know what I'm saying? In that. You know what I'm saying? We'll get onto that.
Who?
Nah, the player who played number 10 for France. So you don't even know who played.
Griezmann.
I don't think he did play. Yeah.
Griezmann, yeah, Griezmann. Listen,
Certain Mr. Griezmann that someone's been
was
waxing
also-
lyrical about.
'cause
You
was
thought I
gonna be
forgot, innit?
conversation
You
if
thought
he
I forgot, you idiot, innit? You thought I forgot. This guy thinks I'm stupid, you know. You know what I'm saying? He thought I forgot, but we gonna get there. I'm saying
What
we don't
happened
cook.
with Griezmann? Mention it.
Nah. Griezmann, Ryan been talking about Griezmann like he's the second coming of Maradona this entire tournament. That's all it is.
He has been quality this tournament.
Yeah, this is
Bro,
it. You
had
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
tournament. He has had a good tournament.
Can we just give Griezmann his respect though? The guy was playing as a midfielder the whole tournament. Like this is a guy who in 2018 won the World Cup as a forward. 2020 was one of the best wingers in that Euro, but they still got knocked out obviously. And then this tournament was arguably one of the best midfielders, and he had the same amount of assists as Messi, and Messi has the top assists.
Yeah, I respect him.
Thank you, Egal.
He had a good tournament. You know what I'm saying? I've never disputed that once. The whole issue was about his level, him as a player. That was the level I was talking about. Because we ain't gonna talk about Griezmann now till Euro 2024. Same way we haven't spoke about him since Euro 2020.
No, but that's a credit to him. When he internationally, he's
no.
Same thing as Shaqiri.
Okay, so are we just rating players just based off the international club football? Don't matter now.
Listen,
That's why we get linked with Dumfries after.
If he was at a club, that was actually like he was the number 2 or the number 3, then he would do well. Barcelona is a rotten place. Everyone rots at Barcelona. Take any of our best players, put them in Barcelona, they're gonna rot. That's
and what did he? Wait, is he not back at Atletico Madrid now?
He's at Atletico Madrid now, and Atletico Madrid the situation with Atletico Madrid is very dangerous. They basically didn't play him until after 65 minutes for well over a year, because they had a clause where if they play him more than 65 minutes, or more than 40 something minutes, then they have to pay around 60 or 40 million to Barcelona.
And that's not all his fault. But
so now that they've agreed the fees, he can actually play 90 minutes of football for his club. Up until now, he wasn't playing 90 minutes of football for well over a year.
And it's not all on him, but that is parts to him. Like I said, the whole point was when we was talking about Griezmann, I was like, we're hyping up a player who ain't had a great club season since 2018, 2019. We're entering 2023.
It's not his fault.
No, that is definitely part of it is his fault. Of course it is. If you make bad moves, that's partly, of course it's. So whose fault is it then? Who chose to move?
He has 2 choices in his career. Either sit on Barcelona's bench and get paid millions of dollars, or go to Atletico Madrid and play 45 minutes, because they're not going to play you for the
right. But who chose to go to Barcelona initially?
He did, because
so the decision.
Can you really blame him for that though?
Yes, I can blame him for that. Of course. Wait, so who's accountable? So wait. So players
can make a documentary about his decision.
So this is what we're doing. Wait. So players make moves. Wait. So a football player can make a move, and when it goes right, we praise them and say, what a move from them. That was phenomenal by the club. That was phenomenal by the player. Great deal. But when a player moves and it goes wrong, we don't criticize the player. Of course we can.
No,
this is what I'm saying. This is outrageous, man.
The reason why we don't criticize him is because we look at Atletico
because we like
Madrid.
him. That's why.
No. Atletico Madrid. No. Ousmane Dembele gets criticized all the time. When he was getting injured all the time.
No. When I say it's because we like him, I'm talking about people I'm talking specifically in that situation about Ryan. You know what I'm saying? There's why we here waxing lyrical about a player who hasn't had a good season since 2018, and we're going into 2023.
Because he just played out of his position.
Okay, but that's also part on him. So we just give him no criticism for that then. So we just give him blights.
You can give somebody criticism for what they've done for their club, and also give them praise for what they've done for their World Cup.
I've done that. I'd give him praise.
Okay, bless them. I thought you were just solely saying he's...
No. I wasn't. No. I'm not Ryan. I will give praise and criticism where I think it is.
With Flawless is when you just said the other week he's a decent player. Like I just think that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Like
he's not what he used to be. But what he's
that is true.
But what he's shown is if he's in a team where he's given a job and he's given trust in minutes, he can perform as one of the best players in a winning team.
How old is he now?
He's like 30 almost.
31.
Okay, so he's in his prime years. You know what I'm saying?
He's past his prime.
Oh, so he's past his prime.
Yeah,
this is my point. This is why I call him a decent player. Like I said, if you ain't had a good club season in 4 years, what am I supposed to call you?
Yeah, his last good.
What can I say? I can only go enough evidence based. If you haven't had a good season since 2018 and we are entering 2023, what else can I call you? When are the excuses going to stop?
Can I ask? No, but if I
fair,
ask you this,
his
like
2020-21 season where Barcelona was good. 2020.
I don't remember anyone talking
that the
about it or
COVID
waxing lyrical
season?
about it.
Listen, players have such a high standard nowadays that getting a player like Griezmann, unless he's spoken about in the media every single day for that year, we forget about him. But you can have a
but if he was putting up quality performances, he would have been spoken about.
He did.
I disagree with that. I don't think he did that season.
2020,
You're the first person I've heard mention this. And what's it, 2022? So we're saying 2 years ago.
The COVID season.
His second season of Barcelona, 2020-2021, he was good.
Did they play in the champs?
In that season?
Yeah.
He did. He played 7 games.
They got it was their Mbappe hat-trick season. I think.
Oh, okay. So he did nothing in Champions League, so we're supposed solely basing this off La Liga.
I'm saying
I watched them games where he did nothing. This is my point. When it comes to big games, big moments like we just spoke about in the World Cup final, this is what I'm talking about. You mentioned it there. He has high expectations. When you're bought for that amount of money, of course you have high expectations. That's only right. What am I saying here that is wrong? Like I said, but people will sit like Ryan and others on socials and defend this, which is crazy.
So what do you think about Joao Felix? Do you say the same thing about him?
Yes, I say the same thing, the exact same thing about Joao Felix. The only difference is, one sec, I'm going to get to the Pogba thing in a sec. I say the exact same thing about Joao Felix. The only difference I say is he's younger. So I don't know how good he is. Is he talented? Yes. But I kept saying this. When my club got linked with him, this is why I'm skeptical of signing him. Because people keep telling me he's a good player and I'm yet to see this on a consistent basis. I'm about consistency. I'm not about flicks and tricks and being talented and being silky. That's all well and good. What do you produce on the football pitch? Is it all Joao Felix's fault? No, it's not all entirely his fault. Not in the slightest. However, he has to take some accountability for going to Atletico Madrid. Did he not sign for Atletico Madrid when Diego Simeone was there? Am I wrong in saying that? It was under Diego, and we all know, we are all fully aware of the football Diego Simeone plays.
Diego Simeone made him, though. Don't forget that also.
All right, so you can say you made him. Like I said, I say, to answer your question, I say the exact same thing about Joao Felix, where that's why I don't want my club to go and splash 80, 90, 100 million on him. Like, that's exactly because I don't know how good he is. For me, I'm about production. Don't give me, you play well once every 2 years for France. Or you're silky, you're skillful, or give me clips on compilations from 2019. We're in 2023 almost. Give me production.
But what about Pogba though? Because I pick up Pogba a lot.
Yeah, my biggest criticism of Pogba, and I said it the entire time when he was at Manchester United, he don't stay fit enough. My biggest criticism of his Manchester United career is he was injured far too often. I think only once he played over 30 league games. I'm about production and availability. So
you wouldn't say Pogba's a decent player. You'd say he's more than that.
No, because I've seen him do in terms of talent. I've seen him do more things. Yes.
No, but 1 second.
I've seen him. Well,
you said you're about production and availability.
Yeah.
But then if the player offers production and availability, but you don't like their style, like a Bruno, you still criticize him?
I don't think Bruno's a good player like that.
But
it's not a question of preference. No, he offers. No, I don't think I think he's a detriment to Manchester United. I'm not fooled by GNA. He's a detriment to our team because if he became available right now, no top team is signing him. Who's signing him, Egal? Would you take him at Arsenal?
No, because we have other players.
Okay, would you take him as a squad player at Arsenal?
100%.
See, so I'm saying, so he goes to your team and he don't even challenge to go in your first team, and you lot are not a top team currently. That's my point. Now you're top of the league, but I'm talking about in standard. You're not a Champions League side. You're not one of the top 5 in Europe. You're not going for the major honors in terms of Champions League. You're not. That's my point. Is you don't think so you're telling me he's productive, but you wouldn't take him as a first teamer at your school. You don't think he gets into your first team.
I'm just saying the contradiction.
Okay, so it's not contradiction because Bruno's not a good player. I don't rate Bruno. I don't think he's productive.
No, but this is where I think you said specific words where availability and production.
Yes.
And for me, when you say availability and production, I mean performances week in, week out, where you're producing and helping your team win games and you're available. And that's what.
Okay, well, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I don't think Bruno is that. I've been waxing lyrical about this for the longest amount of time. You don't think he's good enough to make your first team. That's the crazy, but you rate this player. But I guarantee you, if I offer you Alessandro Martinez or Varane, you're going to take him in it. If I offer you a Casemiro, you're going to take him in it.
Personally, I wouldn't take Casemiro.
So you would not have Casemiro at your team?
No, I would take him as a squad player. I think.
Oh my god. Okay. Lewis, I said this last week, man. We gotta start drug testing on this, innit? First Ryan, now Egal.
On the defense, I would have understood. I would have taken.
No. Listen. I'm not even gonna go down there because it's gonna take us down a rabbit hole that we don't need to go.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, but my point is, no, I don't think Bruno's productive to Manchester United. No. Like I said, that's why you wouldn't take it. That's why nobody on this panel would take them at their team, whether that's Lewis at Chelsea, whether it's Ryan at Liverpool, whether it's Jan.
We got two Brunos. We don't need that.
Yeah, exactly. You have Bruno already. You know what I'm saying? You have Super Saiyan Bruno.
We got two of them, bro. I'm good.
You have Super Saiyan Bruno.
Flawless.
Yeah, go on.
The thing is that I completely agree with you about Bruno, innit? I completely agree. I don't rate him, but the fact is I would probably take him because of how bad our midfield is, innit? Like, I've got Henderson. I'd rather Bruno than Henderson, innit? But like at the end of the day, like you didn't finish the Pogba bit because I big up Pogba, innit? So I ain't even like having to go at Pogba or anything. But would you say like he's only a decent player then if you're using the same logic towards him that you are for like?
No, because I've seen him do world-class things. There's exceptions to rules. There's not one rule fits all in football. I've seen him do exceptional things. I've seen him, whether that's at Juventus, whether that's at Manchester United. I've seen him put our team on the back. And
but Juventus was years ago, man.
Yeah, all right. So I'll put the Manchester United, for example. I've seen him carry that team, and that team was not good. And I've seen him carry that team to a couple of trophies. I've seen him top the list for everything. Griezmann's never done that.
A couple of trophies were years ago as well. Before when we talked about Griezmann 2018, because that's where you're judging Griezmann from since that time.
Well, he's never played since. Also, the World Cup as well. I've watched him do that as well.
But Griezmann was at the World Cup as well.
But Griezmann, as we discussed yesterday, as we discussed last week, was the worst attacking player on the pitch for them.
That's debatable, though.
It's all right. So again, I ask you the question: who was worse?
Oh no,
who was worse? Because you tried to duck the question. You can't just say anything. No. Answer the question. Who was worse? Was it Mbappe? Was it Giroud? Who was the foil? Was it Pogba?
He was better than Giroud, didn't it?
Okay, cool. You think he was better than the actual glue and everything that came off, and like why he's one of the best players? That's why he's one of the best strikers.
I rate all of them. This ain't even a dig to any of them. I rate all of them.
I never said again. You take things as a dig. I don't think I've not said anything. It's not a dig at Griezmann. I just don't think he's that good. Is there exceptions to rules? Yes. But my biggest criticism of Pogba is he's not fit enough. Would I take him? I said I wouldn't take him back. That tells you all I need to know. I can rate a player and not want him at my team.
No, that's fair.
I said this. When people were like, oh, go because of what's going on with Juventus, would you take Pogba back? I said no. Because he's not fit and available.
You could probably get him back, to be fair.
I'm saying, like, he's not, maybe, but would I want him back? No, because he can't stay fit. But that's not my criticism of Griezmann. My criticism of Griezmann is he hasn't had a great club season since 2018, and people in the chat will still hype. I didn't.
But has Lewis flashed had a great
people still hype him up
since 2018? And again, probably I don't even blame Pogba.
That's why I wouldn't take him back.
But it's the same. It's the same thing Egal said, because Egal's like, and it's the same with me, that we all think there's been like reasons why Griezmann hasn't been able to perform to his level over the last few years for his club, and that's the same with Pogba. You know, being played out of position, etc., and stuff like that. So it's kind of the same logic.
No, and it's not because I don't think. And one different thing is I think Pogba's a world class talent. I don't think Griezmann is.
I think Griezmann's a world class talent.
Okay, that's where we did for, isn't it? I don't think Griezmann's a world class talent.
Griezmann was one of the best players in the world before 2018.
To be honest, Griezmann's 31 right now. And in 2018, he was third on. What was he? Third on the Ballon d'Or, second on the Ballon d'Or. So
Ronaldo was top 20. Ronaldo was top 20 on the Ballon d'Or this year. Is Ronaldo top 20 players in the world this season?
No, but I'm saying second or like third.
No. But the reason why we can't know, but we can't use Ballon. Mason Mount was top 20 on Ballon d'Or. I think he was top 10. Is he top 10 players in the world?
That's not what I'm saying, though.
No, but we can't use But you can't use Ballon d'Or as a stick, as a measuring stick, and then it is.
There's a difference.
Okay, Jorginho was third on the Ballon d'Or list. Is he the third best player in the world when he got voted?
Should have been first.
Okay, this is my point. We can't use it. This is my point. You know what I'm saying we can't use. I hate when people dislike when people use Ballon d'Or, but then when we bring up Ronaldo was top 20 this season, no one now it's not the point. No, it's the exact same point. Mason Mount was top 10. Jorginho wasn't even the third best player at Chelsea that season. What are we talking about? He's not even the third best player at Chelsea now. Come on, man.
Sadio Mane got second this year. I agree with you about the Ballon d'Or. Sadio Mane got second. He didn't deserve that, man.
Look, I'm just gonna say this.
Jorginho should have got first.
Griezmann at the age of 31 should be doing more for his club and he hasn't been able to due to the fact that he's been hamstringed. We can punish him for it and we can criticize him for it. Fair enough. Let's move on. But when it comes back to a World Cup, Emi Martinez is the GOAT of penalty saves now?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
100%. There's no debate.
I love the shithousery, man. It's
I
unbelievable.
hated it. I wanted to punch him through the screen when I seen him do this.
But that's how good it is, though, because it just gets straight into your fucking head. You're sitting there on the sofa and you're pissed off. And that's how easy he gets into your head.
Emi Martinez is a weird keeper, in my opinion. He's always been a very weird one to judge because obviously he comes in for that for Arsenal and wins the FA Cup. Had a great spell with Arsenal for that couple of months. Brilliant he was. He goes to Villa. I thought first season at Villa he was very good, but I actually think his last couple of seasons at Villa haven't been great, in my opinion. I've seen him make quite a few mistakes. But then suddenly for Argentina, he wins the Copa America, has a great tournament there, and suddenly has a great tournament here. Like, I don't know, he's just a weird keeper to rate because for his club as well, like last couple of years, I don't think he's been great for Villa. I can't lie, but he's done his job for Villa. I mean, Argentina. So fair enough, innit?
He's annoying to watch because he's the kind of guy you love to have on your team, but when you're facing him, you hate him. That's what he is.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, but that's why you probably hate it though, because you guys did have him.
Listen, the guy was probably sitting down talking to Mbappe about you think you have it bad. I was sitting on Arsenal's bench for 10 years. That's probably what he was saying. That's the kind of guy he is. He brings up Arsenal all the time just to mess with us. But you know what? He knows what triggers people, and he does it. Chouameni throwing the ball away from him, that was what threw him off.
How to be.
There are little things like that throws you
he's
off.
Just staring you in the eyes. He's shaking his legs, chatting all sorts of shit to you.
But he's such a big presence as well. Like he's huge as well. He's such a big presence in the net. Like you automatically step up to take a penalty, you shit yourself at the end of the day. Like that's why I knew that if this goes to penalties, France didn't even have their good penalty takers on the pitch. They'd taken Griezmann, they'd taken Giroud off, obviously. So they only really had Mbappe. So that's why I thought it was pretty obvious Argentina were going to win that shootout, to be honest. So, yeah.
That's why you got someone with that sort of experience, though, because let's call it what it is. Like, when you take a penalty, it's disadvantage to the fucking goalkeeper. So you got to do what you can to level the playing field. If you got to be a bit of a shithouse, you got to be a bit of a shithouse.
Yeah. Wasn't there one where I think Bruno skied it for United against Villa last season? But that was against Martinez Egal, and he turns around and does something to the crowd or something. Like he's a proper shithouse, man. You got to respect it.
Hey. It is what it is, but that's why he's the best shot saver in the game right now. Best in the game. Is there anything else on the game? We haven't spoken about Messi too much, but it's I guess the question we can all agree on. GOAT debate is all settled between Messi and Ronaldo. There's no.
I don't think for me it weren't even. For me, it's never really been and you know a lot of people don't like hearing it. For me, it's never really been a debate in the first place, innit? That's just for me, innit? I understand why it's been one. Of course, I understand why it's been one. But for me personally, it's just never been one. Messi's always been comfortably better, in my opinion. When I've watched them both play football, he's just a joy to watch. He can do so much more. He contributes more in the game for me. But this is just a crowning moment, innit? You've got him at 35, kind of carrying his team to a World Cup. And then the other one's unemployed, innit, getting dropped in the knockouts as well. So I think this World Cup is just like truly cemented it, like you said. So yeah, man, I'm happy for him, man. Very happy for him.
Yeah, I think it's ended it. You know what I'm saying? As someone who was on the Ronaldo side of things all those years, like this is like in terms of those two, yeah, this is it. 100%. Like you can't now he has the World Cup. He's won the Copa America, so international, he's got him. Champions League's all right. Ronaldo has one more that's to be debated, and then league titles. I don't think they're too far apart in terms of total. Go on.
Has Ronaldo got two more Champions Leagues? Because
I think it's one. It's 5.
No, I think it's technically one, but I think Messi's first Champions League, he barely played in it.
I think he's got 4.
Messi barely played.
Yeah, he only played like 6-7 games. Yeah.
So I'm not.
He's got what, Jan?
4.
He's got 4. Yeah.
He's got 4, but I class it as 3 in it because the first one he barely played.
So the thing is like you're really whether it's 4 or like you're saying 1 or 2 difference between. Do I think Ronaldo's been more impressive in the champs? Yes. I didn't. The fact that he went back to back, won 3 in a row, yes. But international, Messi's got him. Club football, Messi's probably got him as well. So I think that did end it today. Because if Ronaldo had won the World Cup, I'd be saying I would have been like Ronaldo ended it. Not this one, but I'm just saying one prior.
What
to
would
this.
you have been if let's say Messi had lost today?
Oh, still the same. That would still have Ronaldo. Like Ronaldo still been better. I'm just more talking about, and you brought it up in the group chat, Messi at international level. That's what I would have been. That would have been that would have been my conversation.
But let's
that's
say
why I give
Messi
him.
Is
full props.
Ronaldo
No,
still your GOAT?
no, Ronaldo was never my goal. It was just Ronaldo over Messi at that point up until today. You can't argue it today. Maybe it's recency bias because it's just happened, but at this moment in time, I'm saying
You know
can't
what?
really argue with Messi.
I'll say this: it's not the tournament that changes it. It's the actual fact that Cristiano Ronaldo on the international stage always had that over Messi. He always had the Euros. He always had the international trophies. In 1 year, he's gone and gotten the European equivalent in Copa America, the Finalissima, who I never even heard of until he got it, and then now he has the World Cup, and potentially will also win the Confederation Cup. That's probably going to be his final tournament that he plays as an Argentinian player. And if he can get all those, he's completed football. He literally won every potential trophy he could win, and there's no argument. I prefer Ronaldo. Ronaldo was personally always my goal, and I would still like him. But hey, Messi's undoubtedly the best player.
We all got our goats. We all got our goats.
This guy is a
You know what? You can't have a guy.
Be mine, bro.
You can't have a guy who celebrated third place as your goal.
Who celebrated third place? What?
Is it the last World Cup? Did Belgium finish third last World Cup?
Oh yeah. Belgium finished third. I didn't even watch that game.
They
but yeah,
celebrated
scored
third
twice.
No, they didn't only celebrate. They had a parade for finishing third in the World Cup.
Nah, that's big for Belgium, though.
Belgium's highest ever finish in history.
Yeah, that's big for Belgium.
It would have been higher if fucking.
That's big for Belgium. That's like that's like City finishing runners up in the Champions League. That's
being shameless. If Canada scored,
they already did that, man.
Yeah, that's big for them. That's their greatest ever achievement. It's finishing runners up in the Champions League. Am I lying? For City,
no, you're not lying. Yeah, they're silver medals, man. They're silver medals. That's the greatest
runners up things. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say that. Do you think the Ballon d'Or would have changed from Benzema to Messi if it got moved to after the World Cup? Because I feel like they've missed a beat.
Yeah, easily.
Before. No, but Messi's going to win the next one, regardless.
Messi's got the next one.
No, but then I think that's like a little bit unfair because there's a whole 12 months where things can change.
But when did they ever care about unfair, bro?
No, but I mean, like, let's say Mbappe has a killer 12 months ahead of him, or fucking Benzema does, or something. Like, are you going to judge it based off something that happened 12 months?
When is the next one? Is it November? Is it November?
It'll be November, won't it? It'll be November.
Hey, if they win the champs, they'll get it.
Do you know what the problem is, though? That the problem for Mbappe is because they play for the same team. If they win the Champions League, Messi's going to win that too. So there's no. If Mbappe played for a different team and then he went on to win the league and the Champions League, then he might have a case. But anything he wins, Messi's going to win. So
I disagree. I think even if Messi was just to retire from football tomorrow. He wins Ballon d'Or next year. And this is Messi World Cup. Like, this is a big deal at the end of the day. Like,
so
he could retire tomorrow. Mbappe could win the league and Champions League. Messi will still win the Ballon d'Or.
That'll still be big for Mbappe because that's him like cementing his legacy.
I know, but this is Lionel Messi, isn't it? Lionel
no,
Messi
I'm not saying you're not wrong, Ryan. You're 110%
I'm not saying
right.
it should be the case if that was to happen, but we all know it will be. Messi's got this. Let
me ask you guys.
I'm just saying that's massive for him if he does that. Like,
of course, yeah.
Who does it mean more to, coming out of this tournament? The young players outside of Messi, obviously. Who does this World Cup mean the most to outside of Messi? Because Messi, obviously, he won it. The whole Argentina team. I think that Enzo Fernandez kid. Him winning the young player.
My future midfielder, man.
He's gonna go for some ridiculous money now.
Yeah, wait, he's ridiculous. Is he going Liverpool?
I say we're the side most linked with him at the moment.
Wait, when did Liverpool sign him? With Sauce?
No. We've been linked with him recently.
Benfica. He joined Benfica when we signed out, just after we signed Alvarez, because what happened was a lot of City fans were saying to Pep, "You need to buy Enzo" at the time. But obviously, I don't think when we bought Alvarez, they wanted to get rid of Enzo, and then Benfica came in, and they sold him to Benfica. But Benfica are going to demand a big fee because they can. You know, he's young, he's good. They don't have to sell him, so they're going to demand a big fee. I don't know. I think his price has gone up a lot.
Nah, he's
more
got a
than it
release
was
clause. He's got a
before,
release
so-
clause.
What's the release clause?
It's £103 million.
So
You think
Liverpool
Liverpool
going
are gonna pay
to
103
Hey,
million pounds?
me and the Gala are on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Listen, I
didn't even
seen
want to get
Liverpool
on.
articles
I didn't
from
even
the
want to
Echo
get
saying
onto like
25 mil.
Liverpool. If we get new owners, 100% we'd pay the money for him.
Yeah,
Listen,
but
And we
that's
need
if.
a massive.
You
No,
gotta
No,
get
but
them
what you have to
first.
remember though, don't let anything tell you. Don't let anyone tell you Liverpool don't have money to spend. I'll tell you why we have money to spend.
Forget the money to
Because-
spend thing. We ain't letting you get away with saying my midfielder. I want to know the source. That's what I'm at.
Oh, guys.
You batted your
That's what-
chest in it. You slapped your
Guys,
titty and said
they-
my
they- they
midfielder.
were-
I want to know where that's come from. That's where we need to
No,
go to.
I think some reliable
Here's a
journalists, some
source,
reliable Liverpool journalists like
Daniel.
Neil Jones.
Right there, bro.
Listen, there's a big storyline we forgot to mention. The chat just reminded me. Di Maria, that guy was
Oh,
crying
yeah.
the whole game.
Yes.
The whole game, he's
emotional,
balling.
man.
I was like, yo, I don't like Argentina. I'm not happy that Messi won. I'm not happy that these guys did what they did. Because personally, I wanted France to win. But seeing Di Maria that emotional the whole game, I kind of felt for him. That's all
I know
didn't.
Di Maria's
He's
such a-
Ryan in football form. If Ryan was in a
Yeah,
World Cup
yeah,
final and
whatever,
that, he's
innit?
Ryan. You know, am I lying? You wouldn't cry.
No, you're not lying. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
not lying.
okay.
I've
Cool.
cried so many times over football, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we know you've cried over football before. We know you, you know. You know when
When
we
was the last time I
talk,
cried
you know
over-
when we talk,
Champions
Ryan, you know these live streams that we do here recorded and we're paying attention to what's just because I'm ignoring you most of the time don't mean I'm not paying attention to what you are saying. You know what I'm saying? I be paying attention to what's going on.
Nah, shout
Right,
out
that's
to
weird.
the comments.
Bro, I cried during the
Shout out.
semi-final last season, the Champions League semi-final, man. When Mane scored the second goal, we were singing in the cup and everything. I was crying, man. Like
I've
Was you in
only
the cup
cried
end?
in Porto, bruv. Only cried.
Champions
in
League
Porto.
semi-final, man.
Was,
No, but
was
no,
you in the
seriously,
cup end?
you know,
No, Ryan, was you in the cup end?
yeah,
When
yeah,
was
yeah.
you in? All right, that's
The
that. You know
Villarreal
what?
semi-final.
I won't
at
even get
home.
onto you for that. You know that's significant in it. You have to cry. It has to be in the cup end. All right, first.
I've cried elsewhere from the cup end as well. But like, yeah.
Go on,
Barcelona night when we beat Barcelona 4-0.
And
I
Gerrard
was in,
slipped.
when we beat
Gerrard!
Barcelona 4-0, Anfield Road lower. I was crying at the end of the game as well. So yeah.
All right. Was that a single
no, but
tear?
in
Was
all
that a fuck
seriousness,
tear? Or was it
Angel-
multiple tears?
You want to know something?
multiple. But like,
Can
Angel
you-
Di Maria, like that guy, he's a proper big game player, man. Like,
Facts.
was it man of the match Champions League final in 2014, Copa America final winning goal, and
Finalissimo,
balled out in this World Cup final?
Olympics. Every
Olympics,
every-
but I ain't counting Olympics.
but every major trophy Argentina have won.
yeah.
Under
I know what you
Messi, he scored a goal, and they have that
Yeah.
same hug scene,
Yeah,
like 4 different tournaments. This guy's just clutch. Like
yeah,
he scored,
he is.
I was like, this guy, man, that mother effer. He just scores every time in the final. He's that guy that you just hate. He's like your Drogba. He's your version of Drogba.
Yeah.
He's their version of Drogba. That's what he is.
Yeah, Di Maria turned out clutch again in this tournament and said it's been the same the entire tournament. Fata says, Lewis, if you just want to be shameless, say you don't win trophies without N'Golo Kante. That is a very fair point. Very fair point. Although N'Golo technically cost us a trophy last season. But,
Gosh, what
Yeah,
Champions League?
he broke
He
you
cost you
heart.
too,
he
The
bro.
broke-
bird about you were
Bro,
literally-
I've only just deeped over the last week. That game killed Chelsea.
Yeah, it did.
Genuinely
It did.
knife through the heart
Yeah,
of my
'cause
club because we ain't been the same since.
Because what was crazy is like speaking to you and Pierre and Surfer and all the other Chelsea fans, obviously streaming with you lot so much. Like your energy and attitudes before that game was so different to after that game. Remember, I was here on that stream with you
It
lot.
was like,
I
we're
thought
beating everyone. We're going straight
Yeah.
to the final. Then after,
Just-
it's like,
the sky was falling because I would have had to back you lot at that point, and I was devastated. I was this
I
close.
devastated too. We were
Yeah.
this close.
You
very
were this close, and then
Yo,
Kante
Yo,
just
you
gave
were,
all the way.
you were.
Even
Even
Jose
Pulisic. Didn't Pulisic miss a sitter in stoppage time or something?
Nah,
Like,
Pulisic and Jorginho had chances, but they were half chances.
Yeah.
Havertz had
Werner
a
scored
clear
a
header in
screaming-
the second
yeah.
half.
Can
Havertz
we talk about your World Cup players? They performed good for their country. They're so bad.
Some of them did. Ziyech and Pulisic, Silva.
Ziyech is arguably
and
one of the players in the
Koulibaly.
tournament.
Yeah, Ziyech, Silva, Koulibaly, and Pulisic. They all had an amazing
Kovacic
tournament. But
too.
that's it.
Kovacic,
And Kovacic.
Kovacic,
And Kovacic. But on the other hand, you got Sterling, poor tournament, Mount, poor tournament, Havertz, poor tournament, and Mendy, who, in spite of like Senegal having a decent tournament, still looks so shit.
He was poor. He was poor. Yeah, he was.
It's just the same players that let you down. The same players that play well played well. So I
Yo,
can't
your
even
future
say too much
midfielder-
other than give Pulisic some game time for once.
Your future midfielder Declan Rice, he had a decent tournament as well, man. Like,
Yeah, he did. And he might actually be our midfielder in the summer. I don't mind
But I'm
because the
saying-
price
He's a-
tag's
he's a-
gone down.
He's a decent. The thing is, he's actually a decent midfielder. Like he's a
he
good
is.
midfielder.
I'm not
I don't think he's
denying
anything
it.
Problem is
special
that,
about
you know, when
Pulisic.
just
Mid,
people overhype a player too much and then you just get sick of even hearing their name. That's what it is with Rice.
I'm a Manchester United fan.
What
Been
side
there.
were you on? Chouameni or Declan Rice?
I was on Chouameni at the time because Rice was 150 million and I wasn't listening to that. I'm not spending that
That's
money on if I'm a
outrageous, yo.
Chelsea owner.
150.
Exactly. Now we're hearing 70 million to 85. Cool. I can listen
That's
to that.
fair.
I don't mind.
And
Now, if you talk to me over 100, I'm not listening. Genuinely not listening.
You guys could have got Chouameni 3 years ago for the same price, no?
Tuchel wanted to wait a year on him, and I love Tuchel, but he fucked our midfield up. Absolutely, he just let it sit there and never added anything to it. To be fair, we could have added a bit more. Saul on deadline day isn't really the best of options, but it was a panic buy. Same
That's like
thing as
us
this
with
year.
Arthur.
Zakaria, panic buy, but that's on Tuchel, and that's something we can rebuild
Hey,
soon.
at least your club is trying to make deadline moves. Some people they just let it. They know something's happening and they don't want to try to address it at all. But yeah, it is.
What do you mean?
Some clubs like Arsenal, we just let it go. We knew we had to sign midfielders. We just let it go. But hey, we're still doing well.
Well, you're doing your thing, man. At the end of the day, with Arsenal, man. Like,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just need to get some depth, and you
Yeah.
guys will be fine.
and just
Look
because
at
Jesus even out for a
last
while.
year. We let Aubameyang go. We didn't buy a striker.
Mm-hmm.
We got a striker.
And like, you guys need to get a striker in now because you can't run with Nketiah for the next month or so.
Listen, we might not need a striker, but at least get an attacker that can get goals in this team. That's it.
You don't need an attacker. How long is Jesus out for?
Jesus, probably 3 months.
3 months. Yeah, you lot defo need a striker then. So you
How
guys
many
gonna
Prem
just
games
go
would he
off
miss?
Nketiah for 3 months?
How many Premier League games would he miss,
Hey,
Jesus?
You got to realize Martinelli can rotate in there.
Shit.
Right. So if you get another winger, then Martinelli, Eddie can rotate, and then potentially Michaela Mudryk. But yeah, it is what it is.
But you haven't got Smith Rowe coming back, who you could put on the left as well.
Yeah, and
sometimes.
Smith Rowe was good for us last year. But when it
Mm.
comes to this tournament, another player in the Argentina team, you know what? I'm just looking at the Argentina team. I hate the fact that Romero and what's his name, Martinez, are gonna have pictures of themselves holding the World Cup. That's the only thing that sucks.
Rich Martinez, Lautaro,
Manchester
Lisandro.
United, because you're gonna have Manchester United fans. At least
They're
if they're
so
cele-
shameless, bro. The
at
guy
least
started
if they were-
2 games.
At least if they were celebrating
What's
Varane,
the name of the show?
at least if they're celebrating Varane's World Cup, then at least I could get something too, because France wins, Saliba wins. But now you got Argentina winning. You got friggin' Tottenham celebrating and Man United fans celebrating their
Yeah,
fans.
man,
Oh
100%. That's
shit! I
a
got
world.
saved from Saliba World Cup picks. You know what? That
There
might
we
be
go.
worth the Druid miss.
We got two World Cup winning centre backs. I'm with that. That can only help us. You know what I'm saying?
That was
That
the
can
only
only
thing
help
I
us.
only
wanted.
played 2 games, man.
Yeah, so and what?
And didn't even play a minute of the final. They brought on another
Yeah.
centre back instead of him.
And what?
I
Man,
don't know
you
who they
said-
brought on.
Yeah.
Real Betis.
Yeah, what
centre-back, I
World
don't know
Cup
his name.
winning winners medal for Netherlands
You know
and
what?
Van
It
Dijk,
doesn't
innit?
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that
Yeah.
Christian Romero won the World Cup. He goes back to Tottenham. He's never winning anything else.
I'm
So.
saying. Like I
Yeah,
say,
once
that
you
can
get
only be
infected
one.
by Tottenham gene, it's a wrap still.
I can only do wonders for his confidence, man. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Back to club football. He's going to be needed. There's so many games coming up.
Yeah,
so many
you know
needed.
the way Kylian Mbappe, by the way, just took those penalties. Harry Kane, take notes, man. Like, have some shame in it. Like,
Oh,
Kane,
yeah.
you're supposed.
Look at this.
Kane,
Look
you're
at this new
supposed to
age
be
Kane hater.
such a.
It's
No,
outrageous.
No,
it's
but he's
actually-
right.
Yeah, actually, Ryan.
No.
Sorry, I was listening
Egal,
at the,
he is right. I'm not saying he's right. What it is, Egal, is this guy has been talking about Harry Kane and how before this tournament, Ryan was telling us how good Harry Kane is and he's the guy and he's disrespected and he needs more respect on his name and all of these things. But go on. That's why I call him a new
But that
age Kane
moment
hater.
in that quarterfinal, man, like, it's just been a deep hit. Kylian Mbappe, look at this World Cup final, pressurized moments, steps up and delivers past Emiliano Martinez, the best penalty saver in the world. And this Kane guy just skies it over the bar, man. Like, And he's supposed to be a good penalty taker, Kane.
This is why they say
Messi
you're the
took 2
standout, bro,
penalties.
because you've been backing him for like how long?
No, but I can change my mind, innit? I can change my mind. Like Harry Kane, man. Kylian
Change your mind
Mbappe
like
ain't even
fucking
like
everything.
known for his pens,
You're missing
innit?
one thing,
Mbappe ain't
Ryan.
even known for his pens.
Ryan,
Kane
you're
is.
missing one more thing. Messi didn't need to change penalty shooters. He took 2 penalties.
Yep.
Everyone was saying that Kane took 2 penalties. You know how hard it is to take 2 penalties.
Oh my, yeah, no.
He
No,
sat. He
no.
was released down for the second
You
one.
took 2 penalties, and Mbappe took 3. Like, yeah, like if you're a marksman and you know what I'm saying, a bad boy
Didn't
striker,
Mbappe
then
go
you're
the
supposed
same
to.
way for all
Yeah,
3
3
too?
times. All 3.
Mm.
All 3 he did. Like, and that's
just
why
different.
that's why I'm such a
Again,
big fan
against
of
the best
Mbappe.
penalty saver in the world, by the way.
And
Martinez.
So, like,
took 3.
Yeah, he took
Yeah,
three.
he took
In the
3
shootout
in the
game and one in the
same way
shootout.
for every one of them, and they all went
Yeah.
in.
Today,
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
took 2.
yeah.
You remember he took 2 in the game and he took 1 in the shootout.
I'm
Yeah,
tripping.
took the
Oh,
first one in the
First
shootout.
goal,
Yeah.
third goal, first in the shootout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he went the same
scored in
way.
the 85th and then 81st and then 80th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man. Like, he's
Each
just
one went
different.
the same way, bruv. That is mental.
Man,
I'm
that's why
just
I've been.
annoying, man, with the Kane thing, though. I'm hearing people say,
Go
oh,
on.
at least he had the guts to step up and take it. Fuck off, innit?
Bear in mind, people,
He's
this
the
is
main
all.
penalty taker, man.
This is all coming from the guy who was on the Kane prop heavy, said we need to respect him.
No,
more.
I
He's
admit,
too
I
disrespected.
defended him a lot.
He also
but,
said
like,
he wants
that
to be
just took
Kane's
the-
only trophy. Are we just
That
going to
just took
forget
the
that?
piss, innit?
Just gonna bypass
That just
that,
took
yeah?
the piss
The
when he
evil
missed
eye.
that, man.
Are we just going to bypass that, people? That Ryan
The
said he wants to be
evil
Harry
eye.
Kane's. Wait, Ryan, one second.
Nah,
guys.
I didn't mean
This
it
guy
like
said
that.
this guy said he wants to be Harry Kane's only trophy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Are
in
we
terms
just
of
gonna
bigging
bypass
him
that?
up, it weren't
In terms
like
of
that,
bigging
man.
him up, it weren't like what? Go on, the floor's yours. Even your hair's gonna mess. Go on, the floor's yours to explain in it. Go on,
You're a dick.
go on. This guy.
No, because you're patronizing, man. Like,
Why
honestly.
am I patronizing for something you said?
Big
You
up,
know what I'm
Jen.
saying in that? You said
Nah,
you want
I
to be
didn't
his
mean
only
it in the
trophy.
way you're hinting at it. I just
How
it was the wrong
you can
thing.
explain how you meant it? I've not hinted at nothing. I'm just stating what you said.
I meant it in terms of being the
You're
only guy
defo
who proper
patronising.
defends him.
Wait, Jan, how is that patronizing by stating something he said?
Thank you, Jan.
He said he
Thanks,
wants
Jan.
to be
Thank
Harry
you,
Kane's
darling.
only trophy.
Oh yeah, he did say that. To be fair,
Yeah. So why am I patronizing? You know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
even
for
mean
saying
it like that. You're just twisting. You're just taking it out of context.
How am I taking out of context
Can we just
by
get back to the
repeating
football?
what? No.
I
we
How
just
am
get
I
back-
taking?
that, to be
How am
fair.
I taking out?
In
No.
flawless
This is
defense.
see. Even Jan never backs me. Even she's like, yeah, he said it. How am I?
No,
I'm
Jan
just
always
stating.
backs you ahead of me.
I'm just because you know she just dislikes you like everybody else. My point is, how am I taking it out of context by stating what you said? You said you want to be that man's only trophy.
Nah, in terms of defending him.
What do you like? All right, so explain. What does that mean? I'm befuddled right now.
Nah, because at that time I was like proper defending Kane in it because I was a big fan of Kane at the end of the day as a footballer. I still kind of am, but like
This guy
that
just
penalty
flipped on
miss
Kane,
annoyed
you know.
me in it. That penalty miss annoyed me in it.
You're
but,
still
like,
a fan of Kitten.
as a player, I'm still a fan in it. I still think he's a quality striker, but I'm a lot less.
I can't read you sometimes, bruv.
No, but he's a bottle job, innit? He's a bottle job at the end of the day. Like,
So
it
took
You
you
say
it
you
took you
want
this.
to back him, but he's a bottle job.
Wait,
Yo, he
it
denied
took
me a
Ryan.
good night out
It took
last
you.
Yo, I
It
was
took you.
looking forward to England winning
wait,
night out. Good night
It took
out,
you this
know?
tournament to
Doing
realize
it.
Kane ball job. Have you not seen
Nah,
Kane?
because I would always
Kane's
like,
semi-final
even I admit,
final?
I would always defend him and say Tottenham tax and everything, but like that.
But he is Mr.
that-
Tottenham.
He is Tottenham.
He's Mr. Tottenham.
Ryan,
You know, like you're Mr. Idiot. He's Mr. Tottenham.
Ryan, you played him in a World Cup final. I mean, a Champions League final. You should know this.
Yes.
I know, and I made the excuse that time he was injured in it, but like,
Oh, you were making excuses for the guy you want to be a trophy for. All right, makes sense.
no,
Okay,
it's
all right,
not like that.
makes
It was
sense.
a trophy in
The
terms
way
of
you say
defending
that
him.
is like
like-
somebody says to like their loved one, "I want to be your trophy." like, that's what you say to your loved one. You don't
I
say that
don't
to
know
a-
what he means, and then he says I'm patronizing and putting it away. I'm just repeating the exact words he said. I haven't said anything else about it. I'm still, but this happened months ago. I'm still confused. I'm still befuddled. I still don't know what happened.
England's never gonna win nothing unless they have someone from a team that's actually accomplishing trophies and winning major honors as their captain, their leader, and their talisman. Because at this moment in time, when you guys won the last World Cup, it was a Manchester United captain, a Manchester United leader, and a Manchester United talisman who led them to that World Cup. And since then, never been able to do it.
I think they just need a better manager, to be honest. What you're saying is not wrong. I think
I think it's both, innit? I think
if I think if they had a better manager, they win one of these
But
past three
Southgate's
tournaments.
staying until 2024, guys.
And
Same
you
as
know what?
Deschamps.
Yeah, I
You
was
know
going to ask about that as well.
You know what the craziest thing is, Egal, though? They're going to fail in Euro 2024, and then people are going to act surprised. And be
No,
like,
but-
how
Like
we failed
Tuchel's
again.
literally
But it
sitting
goes
there
both
like, I'll
ways.
take
It
the
goes
job.
both ways.
I'd say I want Tuchel's England
Tuchel
manager,
would
but I
win
want
the
him as Liverpool
Euros of
manager.
England.
So
I'm sure
But
of that.
it goes
I want
both ways.
Tuchel's Liverpool manager though. So
If
like, I don't even want him
anyone
as
who
No, no,
succeeds,
no, no.
anyone who succeeds, what's his name?
Go on. I remember you
Gareth
said that.
Southgate. Anyone who succeeds Gareth Southgate and doesn't get at least like quarterfinals, semifinals, is getting sacked anyways. So it's like
Depending on who you go out to, that's how it should be.
no, but no one's gonna care. Basically, this is what's gonna happen. If you
Go
let
on.
Southgate leave after this
Mhm.
tournament, the way it ended,
Mhm.
and not give him the next tournament, there's gonna be a large portion of people who are gonna say, with Southgate, we could have done better because the chemistry comes to this. There's always gonna be skepticism. But if he leaves under his own accord and he just says, you know what, I'm done, like he promised he was gonna do before the tournament, there wouldn't be this headache. But the fact that he's staying on is gonna be speculation and bullshit for the next 4 years.
You know what I say to that? Yo, fuck the fans. You know what I'm saying? How about you do what's best for the national team? Like, I hear you. Would there be backlash if he was let go? You are 110% right. There would be. But you know what fans are, and I include myself in this. We idiots. We don't know as much as we think we know.
No, but when you're
How about you
inside,
not just negotiate?
Follow.
Go on.
when you're
Go on.
inside and you're looking from the inside out, I'm not inside obviously, but I'm thinking from that perspective. They believe he can do it. They believe
And
that
that's where the issue, and that's why
They
he should be
believe
sacked,
that
and they
everything
should
that
be
he's
sacked.
done, they believe everything he's done up until this point is success. That is
Yeah,
what
and-
it feels like.
And that's the crazy part. That's why Southgate needs to be sacked, and the people making them decisions also need to be sacked. 'Cause
I
they
hear
don't have
Rio. I hear Rio and Gary Lineker talking about it from their perspective as English people watching the World Cup, and they're saying what he's done has been amazing. How we've gotten this, to this level, and it's like
Then what they're
changing expectations from England from getting out of the group stages and knockout rounds every year to potentially now winning it, and they're like they just want to give him that opportunity to actually accomplish something.
Like I say, he's had 3 in a row, and he should have done better.
Did they name a train station after him after
It's a
the
tube station or
2018 World
something,
Cup?
Yeah,
Exactly.
tube stage. But that was
After getting to the World Cup
temporary.
semi-final,
was
having the
temporary.
easiest run in history. It's pathetic.
I think it was
man.
it was only
Oh,
temporary.
I
though.
gotta
But
ask
do you
Yan.
know what? I think that's what the problem with it is, because if you look on paper and look at England in the World Cup and someone said England went out to France, you're going to look at that and you're going to think, well, it's France. But actually, this French team
Exactly.
have a lot of injuries, and actually England were the better team. So in that game, I think they should have won that game. And that is the sort of game where a manager, if he had done all that he could, say he brought on, I don't know, Grealish, he brought on, I don't know, whoever he thought at the time. I'm
Rashford,
not going to
Sterling,
judge him on
yeah.
who he brought on. But Rashford was our top scorer, or one of them, I think, joint with Saka. But it's like, why would you not bring him on until that time? So that he didn't help himself either. If he'd have gone, given it his all, and France were just better, you could say, look at France, they have got Mbappe, they have got Griezmann, who was balling out. So you can see it like that. But on paper, it's going to look like, oh, England, couldn't have done any better. But actually, the way that game went, he could have, as a manager, changed the fortune of that.
At 1-1,
Yeah, it's
after
spot on.
England equalised, he should have made changes.
Yeah.
He should have
Yeah,
brought
Jan's
Rashford
been-
on then.
Yeah, go on,
But-
Ryan. Go on.
Yeah,
Go
after
on.
he went to 1-1, England were in the momentum. That's when he should have gone for it and made the changes. He should have brought on Rashford. He could have maybe brought on a Grealish. But, he
never sub
wasn't
off your best
proactive
player.
enough at the end of the day.
The craziest part is what Jan said there. Not only number one was it spot on, that's insert team here when you look at the previous 2 tournaments. It's the same exact same thing against Italy. It's the same exact same thing against Croatia. How often does something need to happen and it's
If
a
anything,
pattern
this
before
was
you go, these guys
worse.
are good enough? You could
Because if you
argue
look
this
at the
was
game,
worse.
England played better, right?
Mhm.
Their only goal came from a pen.
That's what I'm saying. They scored a pen and a
If
banger.
the second one went in, it would have been 2
So, guys,
pens.
keep this.
Nothing from open play, and they
Yeah.
scored 2 from open play.
Yeah, because
Sterling
England
had
are
to
England are a
leave.
set piece. They're a set piece team. That's what they are.
Sterling had to leave for Rashford to get a chance to start. And when he started, he banged in 2 goals versus who was it?
Wales, I think.
Wales.
And then when the game matters and it's important, he takes off Saka and brings in Sterling. What are you doing?
But
Like,
again,
that's what-
Sterling, who's only just come from a robbery.
but
and
again,
has-
Egal, this is just Southgate.
I think was brilliant in that game.
This is just Southgate making poor decisions. So him getting a 4th tournament is crazy to me.
And
When
John,
he's
what
failed
it is,
all
it's just
3 v3.
telling me the standards here aren't to win.
No.
Because why are we accepting the fact that, okay, we haven't won, but we got close?
Facts.
We're getting the best that we
You
can
know-
get.
you know
to
what
be
the real
It's a good
available.
feat. You know what it is, Lewis? You know what the
What the real
trophy is?
issue
It's the feel-good factor in that. It's
It's the
It's just
participation
because of the
trophy.
Euros.
It's the
because
losing
of the
with
World
pride
Cup,
feeling,
as soon as
innit?
you play somebody decent, you get knocked out.
Yeah.
World
but
Cup
think
this
about
year,
the mentality
knocked
of
out.
the people. Think about the mentality of the people who are making the decisions. They are people who are a lot older than us, maybe like double our ages, maybe some people even triple our ages, that are in the FA that have not seen much. This to them is the pinnacle of what English football has been in their lifetime since the 60s. Some of these guys were probably born in the 60s.
Quarterfinals. Yeesh.
Yeah, think about it. Like, from what I've known from my whole lifetime, England has always been the nearly team. You guys have been the Tottenham of international football. That's what it has been, right? And
True,
and,
it's true.
and to,
I will
and
always
to
get
them,
Tottenham slander in there. I respect it.
No, but he's right at the end of the day.
Nah, he's
then-
right. I'm not saying he's not right. Two
and
things
to-
can be
and
true.
to- and to these
And it's
people
also
who are
encouraged.
and to these people who are running the FA, gradual steps might mean getting 2018 getting close to getting third or fourth. 2022 coming in the quarterfinals. And even though you guys got knocked out in the quarterfinals, because France went to a final and they played so well, you're going to look back and you're going to say, you know what? We lost to semifinalists. If you would have lost to Croatia again, a team that didn't get to the final, you would have then looked at yourself like, what the hell's going on?
They should be lucky, but to me, they
I
should be
think they
looking
should
at
be
themselves
looking at
anyway.
themselves
They
anyway.
should have beat. The thing is, England should have beat
Yeah.
France. How did
Yeah.
Morocco play France in the next round
I
and
disagree.
give them more of a game?
Can I tell you this? Because Morocco didn't play to our strengths. England played to our strengths. What you
Wait,
guys
what do you
did
mean?
was you have all the ball.
Oh yeah, I'm not an
all
England
the
fan, by the
you
way.
have
Please
all
don't wee me, but go on.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
all the
but go on.
ball, you have all the possession, you have everything. We're just gonna catch you on the counter, and we're gonna know that we have certain isolated situations where we have advantages on the pitch. And what happened? They kept crossing in balls to Giroud. Eventually, third time's the charm. He gets an open header.
Yeah, he
to win
dunked
the
on
game.
Maguire, innit?
And
You know what I'm
you know
saying?
what?
Maguire replays so much better for England people.
And when
Harry Maguire.
when
Go on.
Harry Maguire gave that second goal, all they had to do was shut up shop again. And don't forget, France scored in the early minutes. England only got back into the game because of the penalty. And the worst part is, you take off the one player who's causing your team the most trouble. You realize how Hernandez was so thankful that Gareth Southgate took off Saka.
Yeah, you're right.
After
Yeah.
Saka came
It-
off, the momentum of the game was
I agree.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
England, long story short, managers, poor leadership in Harry Kane, and poor talisman, because you cannot depend on Harry Kane to win you a game.
Well, and here's
when it matters the most.
Yeah, and here's my response. I was saying this all last week, and I'll say it again. You have all this attacking talent, all of these creative players, all of this flair and goals, and you don't utilize it. How did France
Doesn't
play
know how to
Morocco?
use it.
Yeah, that's my point. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm so critical of him. How did
Did you
Morocco
hear what he
that?
said about Foden?
What did he say? Go on, what did he say about Foden? Go on.
He said at City they don't use him that way, so we can't use him there because he won't
Yeah,
work.
because the man's just not good enough. Again, but people are still going to clamor for him because he's English and the English manager needs to be English. How about just get the best man for the job? Why
Let me
don't
ask-
you do that?
Let me ask you this: when did Sterling ever play right wing for City for Chelsea?
I've seen him
We've
play
done it
right wing
once
back.
or twice.
Wing back,
I've seen him play
same
wing
back.
back, but I've not seen him play right wing.
Throw him everywhere.
So isn't my man a hypocrite because he's playing him?
That's just Southgate
We've
making
always known
excuses to do
Southgate.
Southgate.
Yeah,
He's just not
Foden
good.
ever play at the 10 for City ever.
I think they play 4-3-3. I think it's 6 and 2/8, isn't it? Yeah, I'm more now, isn't it?
Foden plays on the left and right usually for City.
Because
Yeah,
City
you don't
fans
really
must
play in the
be-
10 from what I've seen.
Oh, they
Because-
don't play with the 10, but he never plays in the 2-8s or anything.
Yeah, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah,
That's
but the difference between us is that the reason why Phil Foden doesn't play in the midfield is because of who we have as options. But England, they don't have like world class players that he's not playing there for, and it's not like you can't drop them out for a game. Do you know what I mean? To try it out. I think with England, the problem they've got is I actually think this World Cup. Because I actually wanted Spain to do well in this World Cup, but I wanted an Argentina versus Spain final, and then when Spain got knocked out, I wanted an Argentina versus England final. But it's like I just think they missed out an opportunity where
because I think France in the next World Cup are going to be better. Because if you look at France's midfield, they're a good young team. They're going to be 4 years more experienced next time. So France are going to be better. Then you've got Brazil. Brazil are probably going to be better. They always have exciting talents coming through every minute. Do you know what I mean? So all of these teams, England will improve too, but I think they missed an opportunity at this World Cup to at least get to the final. I just think they
easily
their
missed it.
If they had an easier run, then they probably will have next
No,
time.
but this was England's. I agree. This was England's best chance on winning it. This was England's best chance on winning it because
if you get to a final, anything can happen in a final, as we saw.
no, but
today.
even the last one, like the last World Cup, they should have beaten Croatia in that semi. But even if they'd have gotten through to the final, I don't think they were beating that France team. That France team was just too good. But at that time, but they would have beaten Morocco. They would have fancied their chances against Morocco in the semi-final, even though Morocco have done brilliantly. England would have still been clear favourites to win that game, you'd have thought. And then you get into the final and probably play Argentina. I think England could have beaten Argentina. I'll be real. I said I don't rate Argentina highly apart from Messi, really.
Again, Brian, I agree with you. This is why I said this. Like, England should have won one of these past 3 tournaments.
They should have won. I think if Tuchel was in charge of these 3 tournaments, England win at least 2. I think they win the Euros, and I think they win. I think they would have won this World Cup. I'll be honest.
You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, Ryan. Yes, I agree with you again.
What's England's style, though?
You don't have one.
Who cares about style, man?
No,
like,
the
you don't have one.
The reason why style is important. The reason why style is important.
For the best, beat your chest, man. 3 lions on the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Look at Morocco. Morocco knows their style, and once again, it's the exact same way Hungary beat England in the Nations League. It's the exact same way certain teams beat England all the time. You just let England beat themselves, and you just don't. You stay compact.
It's like Chiellini saying it's the history of the England, then like he did with Tottenham. It's literally the history. It is though. I'm not lying, innit? Like it's the history of
funny.
England. Chiellini should have said that after the Euros. You know, he should have said that after the Euros final. He would have got through to people then, didn't it?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I just wanted to say, because I missed the bit before when you were talking about Argentina. I actually thought some of the football today was really, really, really good.
They played well.
Especially that first half when they were 2-0 up. They were just playing some brilliant stuff. And I think Messi, for all the criticism he gets when Argentina don't do well, he was so good. And the thing is, it's kind of like City sometimes. Like, there's certain players where if we lose a final, they'll get all the stick. And then there's other players that you kind of, even if we win, people will say like, oh, well, where was this player? Because they're expecting that player to be. And it's the same with Mbappe. If France had lost 2-0, Mbappe was already getting slandered before he did what he did. But it's kind of like
he was getting so much slander.
Like if I was,
what does he have apart from pace? Like that's what you were seeing, man.
People were saying. Also,
that's what you were seeing.
This is the thing, like, as a France fan, if I was a France fan, I'd be praying that Mbappe turns up, because even if you don't win, that agenda doesn't kind of run. And I think with Messi, if Messi had lost and he didn't score, the agendas would have run against him. So I'm just so happy for him that not only did he win the World Cup, he was the reason. He actually scored the winning goal.
They don't win it, but they don't get close to winning this World Cup without him.
He stepped up. We hold the goal to GOAT standards.
To be fair to Messi, to me, Messi's the GOAT regardless. Even if he'd have lost today, it wouldn't have changed anything for me. But I think the fact that he actually was a major part in them winning it just helps him a little bit, because you know, people agendas like, oh yeah, he won it, but where was he in the final?
Yeah, you know I know what you mean.
Mbappe
why couldn't Man City sign Messi?
Do you know what I mean?
Why didn't Man City sign Messi?
That's just not fair. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to see Messi in the Premier League. Man City was the only team that could have signed.
Why would you want to see him at City?
Are you not trying to win?
Egal?
No, because City's the only team where he would have won.
But are you not trying to win
the Premier League this season, Egal, or what? Egal, do you want to win the Premier League?
I just want to see.
All right, well, you can watch La Liga. You got a TV with La Liga, innit?
Yeah,
watch La Liga,
fam.
Or PSV. All right, watch League on. Watch Champions League and that. Why does you being great? Why does your happiness have to come with my misery? What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? I thought we were cool.
I'm just saying, I would have liked to see Messi in the Premier League.
Yeah,
you speak for yourself, innit, man?
Chelsea were close to signing him once. Didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, he could come Chelsea. That's
Man
fine.
City-
Please.
Man City
I'm
will-
Hey
begging
man,
you.
you got the
On my
silky
knees,
German
literally.
man. What happens to
Whoa,
him if
why
I
don't-
don't
why
even
don't
think
Manchester
Messi can help Chelsea.
I couldn't even
Manchester
say that
United
with a
can sign
straight
Neymar.
face.
Right,
This
she
summer.
said, right. She said,
Manchester
she
United-
don't even think Messi can help Chelsea. You know, that's
One
deep.
second,
Lewis.
1 second.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That is
Wallace,
true. You might
Oh,
make
sorry,
it
my
Manchester,
bad.
for them.
you know Manchester United can
Go on.
sign Neymar in a swap deal for Rashford. Would you take that?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
But
What?
you'd have to pay.
Of course he'd take it. Of course he'd take
I'd have to
it.
pay. I'd have to
Neymar
do
for
what?
Rashford.
You'd have to pay
Yeah.
ridiculous money. Also, don't forget.
Yeah, it's not coming out of my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Bring him. Like, it's like when, actually, that's a great segue. 'Cause I wanted to get onto this. All these Egypts who were telling me, oh, they wouldn't take Kylian Mbappe at Manchester United. What now? You know what I'm saying? All these fools. Because of
There
his
were people
attitude.
who said
And he's a
that.
problem. Yo, people said that, fam. People said
Yeah,
that
I've
shit.
heard that. I've heard
People
that for
said
every
that to
club.
me.
I've heard
That was like his
I've
attitude
heard
problems and the
that.
drama.
Yeah, I've heard it with our fan
and
base
I've
as
People said
well.
they
heard
wouldn't
it.
take him
I've
out.
heard
of
it's
Yo,
Rashford.
disgusting.
this is Kylian Mbappe. This is
It's like-
arguably the best
I
player
know,
in the
yeah.
world in Europe
What
right now.
What
Because of his
It's like these
attitude
guys
problem.
don't want to win
Because he's
trophies.
got
Like,
attitude
these
problems.
guys are
Lewis.
enemies of progress, man.
That's
at the end
why,
of the
man.
day, like.
Because he's
No,
got
but
like you
reason-
getting into a
reason why-
relationship with him.
I
You
would
know what I'm
Might as
saying?
well just
I
say
would
his skin
happily
tone's a
have
bit
because
too
you got
dark
to
for
follow
my
Messi
liking.
and he shoulder barge.
Fucking hell, man.
People legit said that to me, fam.
A
This
man
is when
said-
I know I
This
want
is when
fans
you lot
far
were in
away
the
from my club.
trenches too.
Yo, fam, no, it was recent. It was this season.
It was a
It was
couple
this
months
season.
ago.
It was a couple months
Oh,
when
no,
everything
shit.
came out.
when-
It was this season.
when he was they were having them issues with
Big
him
up, Neil.
Yeah.
at France, and people were saying, is he gonna move?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people,
yeah.
I saw people of fans of all clubs going, "Nah, I wouldn't take
Yeah.
Mbappe." I'm like, I
Nah,
would
Jan's
take
right.
Mbappe.
Jan's
God
right.
bless
From
up, yeah.
with
Hey,
Big up,
Haaland.
man.
Egal,
Yeah,
big up, my
Egal,
guys.
bro.
Great
Big
having
up,
you
man.
on, bro. Everyone,
my
check
guy.
out his
Yes,
channel
Egal.
in the description too. Big up yourself, Egal.
Big up, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
man.
legit said that to
You're
me.
on
Like,
mute
I'm
still,
on live
Egal.
streams.
Yeah.
I'm on live streams. I'm doing Man Them Uniteds and that, and people are like, "Nah, I don't want Mbappe at Manchester United. He's just Super Saiyan Rashford." I'm
He
like,
did, to be fair.
I'm like, so
Are these
if
the same
normal,
people that were like big up Ronaldo?
yes, the same. Yeah, you know what? One and the same. You know what I'm saying? The same people who
I'm
said
just
Ollie
saying,
was
bro.
good enough. You know, the same people who said
Consistency.
Maguire's good enough for England. You know what I'm saying? And he plays well and all them things there. Like, that's what I couldn't believe it. I was like, so if he's Super Saiyan Rashford, which he's not, but let's say he is, if normal Saiyan is doing bits and getting 20 goals, 25 goals, 10, 15 assists, what's the Super Saiyan 3 version going to do? If that's the normal version, if that's version 1, what's version 4 or 5 going to do when he gets it? People are enemies of progress, man. I'm telling you.
Exactly, bro. It's the same
People
with our
really
fan
are.
base. They were doing the same thing with Mbappe. When all the, like Jan said, all this stuff was coming about him having attitude problems, maybe wanting to leave France, regretting it and all that. It's like, bro, and I had some of our fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, I wouldn't take him. You know, he's got an attitude problem. Look at his attitude. Do you think Klopp would be happy with that? Oh, bun Klopp in it, man. Like at the end of the day, man. Give me
You know what,
Mbappe, man.
Not like
Do you
people
honestly
say,
think
you know
Klopp's
when
not taking Mbappe because of his attitude? No, he's taking him. Well, I
Do
don't
you know
even know
who?
with
Do you know
Klopp
who
in it,
wouldn't
but-
take him? Do you know what manager wouldn't take him? Gareth Southgate.
yeah, I know.
Legit.
He
Yo,
would
man.
not.
Have him on the
He's got
bench
Mason
and that.
Mount, Mo. He's
Mason
got
He
Mason
won't put him in the
Mount,
squad.
money,
He won't put him in the
money
squad.
Mace, bro. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he wouldn't. But
This
do you know
is
what it is?
Kylian
It's not
Mbappe.
like,
Go on, Jan.
you know,
One
when there's
minute,
like
bro.
two players that play in the same position and they're similar in quality. I don't mind if you say, yeah, I don't want that player, but I'll take the other one. So,
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
midfielders, for example, at the moment, like people are saying, would you take Bellingham or Fernandes? It's kind of like you could
We're
say
getting both.
Bellingham, you could say I prefer Bellingham, or you could say I prefer
Right.
Fernandes, or you could add someone else in that you want, whatever it is. But there's not like a big difference. But at the moment, like we've seen, there's Messi at the top. Ronaldo's fallen off a bit now, anyway, so I won't put him there.
A bit?
But like then
Man's
it's,
unemployed, bro. Like, let's just
then
get
it's
that.
Mbappe. Mbappe is the next best thing. So it's like there's no one at the moment. Like people keep moaning about, they're comparing Haaland and Mbappe. It's because you're never going to say there's one good. There's always going to be a player and a player. It's never a player on his own and that's it. Like it was never just Messi. It was always Messi and Ronaldo, Messi and Ronaldo. Even if Ronaldo was not doing that well that season, it was still Messi and Ronaldo. So that's why people say Haaland and Mbappe. To me, Haaland and Mbappe play completely different positions. They're not the same player at all. And to me, I don't think you can compare them as two players in that way. It's more that Haaland is one of the best of in his position and Mbappe is the best in his position. And I think that's why they kind of get the label. But it's like it's not like there's anyone that's close to Mbappe that you could say, yeah, I don't want Mbappe, but I want this player instead. So it just, when people are saying they don't want him, it's like Mbappe might clash with like a Pep, because we know what Pep's like. Pep's a bit, he can have a lot of issues with players and stuff like that. But I still wouldn't say, oh, I don't want Mbappe. If Pep turns
Of
around
course,
and
you'd
says,
want
I
Mbappe.
don't want Mbappe, that's a different thing, because he might have personal reasons for why he's saying that. But it's like Messi.
Also, he's got justification because he's won everything apart from the Champions League. He can justify with his track record.
You can justify
why
because he's City. Yeah. But this is Manchester United who haven't won a trophy in 6 years, and people are telling me don't bring Kylian Mbappe to the football club. I'm like, what is going on?
You got Marcus Rashford, same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And I like Rashford, good player. But I am pushing him and all our attackers off a cliff for Kylian Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing all our attackers off a cliff for Kylian Mbappe. Are you crazy? We'll figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Give Kylian the ball and get out the way.
The mentality was so like. There's people can criticize his character, and this his deal with that PSG is a fucking joke. Like literally, he's part of the club and part of who gets to choose manager and all that shit. But when he had the audacity to think he can do that, and he actually executed it. Like it's just
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is. It literally is. It's unreal.
But flawless. With the Mbappe thing, it's like what I was saying before. It's like I remember a lot of this news about him came out, a few months ago, maybe a month or two into the season or something. And I remember I saw Liverpool fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, I wouldn't take Mbappe because he doesn't have the right attitude." Because there was a clip of him, I think, in one game, he didn't get a pass and he was like walking in a strop, they said. Remember that video?
You shouldn't do that. I do remember that. And
why are you believing people on Twitter? We have this every single week.
No, there was a video. There was a video that happened where it was actually a counter attack, and he shouldn't have done that. I agree with you there, Ryan.
But when I get my problem comes in when these people saying, "Oh, I wouldn't take Mbappe because he showed he has a bad attitude," but then after our first game of the season away to Fulham, which we drew 2-2, Klopp himself came out of that game and said our players didn't have the right attitude for this game. So what is it different for Mbappe then for it is for all of our players? Because none of those people would go in on our players, do you get what I mean? For not showing the right attitude against Fulham. But they'll go in on Mbappe and say they don't want Kylian Mbappe because he doesn't have a good attitude. Like, it's ridiculous at the end of the day, man. These men are just enemies of progress, man. I hate him.
Mbappe, obviously, he's a superstar. So he's gone onto the scene very young. He's won the biggest trophy very young. So automatically, footballers in general, quite big-headed. Everyone tells them they're the best. He's like gone one step further and won the World Cup young. And not only did he win it, he was key in them winning it. So
Turned
it's not
up in
like
2 World Cup finals.
He's a squad player and he just happened to be there. He was actually winning the World Cup for France. So things like that, it's going to add to it. But the thing is with Mbappe is, whatever you want to say about him, he turns up in the big moments on the biggest stage. So like today, because I was shocked by his performance today, to be honest, because I was thinking, Mbappe, like, where are you? Because he was kept quiet by Argentina. You can say maybe he didn't play well, but he was kept quiet. But I thought that was surprising for me because usually when you see Mbappe, he's at least making like runs into the box or having shots, and
he's looking a threat. He's looking a threat.
Yeah,
it wasn't just Mbappe though; it was the whole team.
The whole
I think
team.
I don't think
they
they had a shot on target or a shot on or off target for 64 minutes or something stupid.
No, it was
a joke.
And then Mbappe came out of nowhere, and we saw what he does. But I feel a bit sorry for him, to be honest, because I think to score, like I said earlier, to score 4 goals, like 3 goals if you don't want to include the penalty, but to score like a hat trick in a final is like mental on its own. The fact that he then went on to score his winning penalty, like in the shootout and stuff like that. I did feel a bit bad for him because it's kind of like any other player that does that wins the trophy. So I did feel bad for him, but I was shocked by his first half performance because I was like, this Mbappe normally is the sort of person where what he did, he does earlier. Do you know what I mean? So you can't really fault him. I think if he's like one of them players that strops, but then he doesn't turn up, it's kind of like you can't be that sort of personality if you're not going to do it. But the guy's a Champions League away from completing
football. Yeah.
So,
and I think as well, Jan, sorry to interrupt. He was trying in the extra time, How many times have we seen, especially in the World Cup final, everybody just down tools go, we'll go to penalties. Just everybody's kind of a bit lethargic and nobody really wants to play. That game went on till the 120th minute. And, I was thinking about the 2014 when it was Argentina versus Germany. And it was it was a non-fight. It was just wasn't. I was expecting it to be somewhat similar to that, where there wasn't really a lot going on. There was just half chances. Nobody really wants to step out and really put their foot forward. At times there was a bit, but overall there was end-to-end football for the majority of the game.
Yeah, like that's where you have to give Mbappe props, because I was saying it all before the game, you need to step up. And then the first half's going on, Argentina were on top. He's not getting it, and I'm like, you got to step up. No shot, 60 minutes in, that 2-0 down, the game's dead. And you're like, not only is it going to be bad for France, like losing, but like you're going to take a hit. But he stepped up and did what he's supposed to do. And he's going to be unfairly criticized, because Jan mentioned there, him and Haaland are like the next two. That's because they're two quality. But if someone says Haaland's better than Mbappe or Mbappe's better than Haaland, you're talking the best of the best. Like, that's not a slight. There isn't a player that's probably above those two. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no disrespect, is what I'd say, to say one of them is better than the other. Not in the slightest. Like, someone's like Haaland over, like, you're talking probably the two best prospects in Europe currently right now. It was like, right, but people will try and take that like it's a slight. It's like, come on, man, just hold him to high standards, yeah, but talk about on the pitch. Don't talk about off the field stuff. But he needs to deliver. He does need to deliver Champions Leagues and stuff.
But I think there is a thing to be made off the pitch when they're not delivering on the pitch. Because people, if you're not delivering on the pitch, if you're smashing it and then you're going out partying, if people go, as long as you're delivering on the pitch, I don't really care. The problem is when it's the other way around, where you're going out partying and then you can't deliver on the pitch. Because if it's working for him, keep doing it. But people don't. It's like anything. As long as you're delivering, people don't care. So off the pitch is only really hyped up. Well, it's only really relevant when you get, for example, if you get smashed and then they're out on the piss and you're like, what's going on? If they won 3-0 and they're out on the piss, you're like, that's fair enough. Good for them.
Enough, yeah. Like, that's why I don't like, especially with my team, when like United loses something like that, people start talking about all this extra stuff. That's nothing to do with nothing. People start bringing up the Glazers and shit. I'm like, what does that have to do with this result in particular? We lost the game because of this, this, and this. Like, how about we talk about the game itself and the players involved? Don't talk about off the field stuff. Like, the ownership has nothing to do with it, or the fans weren't loud enough, or the time the game was in that. Now, how about we talk about the reasons and the issues why we lost? And people will always do that. But yeah, like I said, the performance he put in today was phenomenal. That's one of the best. Like, we'll remember that. Like, you normally don't remember the loser, but we'll remember that. We'll definitely remember what Kylian Mbappe did today, because he stepped up for his team. And everyone was saying it. All the slander during the game, it was over to you. Fight back. And he fought back. So you have to respect that.
At times, single-handedly.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't really much else happening. Coleman was doing okay when he came on. And it was like, at times when he was in a position where he could have kicked it and potentially got a corner, he was like, no, I can take a 1-2 man and try and create something for something else. And that was what's really impressive. Because again, I don't watch PSG week in, week out. I can't lie. But the World Cup's a good example. You see all these players, how they play in different teams and things like that. And he was just fantastic. It was just it's one of those World Cups where coming into it, finals, I'm always like, nah, they're always meaty, because nobody really wants to give away possession, because if you do, then they end up scoring, you lose the World Cup. But I think part of it was just the France defense was okay at times. It was just end-to-end football. And for me, that's what you want to see. You want to see both teams going at it, and it will go down for a long time, this final.
It's one of the best,
probably the most exciting. I would say, considering the perspective, it's probably the most exciting match I've ever watched. In terms of just maybe not for the full 120 minutes, but in terms of what it meant and the actual occasion and the context of all of it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, because there's a lot on the line when you look at a World Cup final, Argentina, France, Messi, Mbappe. Like, the list goes on. How the game went as well, with both of those two showing up. But yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a great fitting end to the World Cup. I would have preferred France to have won, but it is what it is. Like, I won't lose sleep over it.
What a World Cup!
Yeah, I know you enjoyed every minute of it, but
loved it. Every game, I loved it, honestly.
And are you back at the cup end?
Do you like the ending though? Because the Alvarez win and everything.
The Alvarez thing ain't big, man. That's just to wind up Jan, innit? At the end of the day, like,
you're not even good at it. You're just shit.
Yeah. whatever.
He's an
it is.
attention
he
No,
seeker.
to be
makes
fair,
himself.
I didn't really mind who won.
He's an attention
I
seeker,
kind
this
of,
guy.
I just don't like Argentina like
What
as a
prick.
whole, really, in it. But like, if Canate had started, I would have wanted France to definitely win in it. But he didn't start, so I was like, fuck it. But like, I didn't really care who won, to be honest, man. I enjoyed the game, man. I enjoyed the game. I'm happy
All
for
smoke in the
Messi,
group
obviously. I
chat.
think
All
the most
nicety
I'm happy for
online.
Messi because he deserves it.
Yeah, you
Of course
see it, Neil. You
Of
see
course, it's
it.
gonna be nice online, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say you're a lot
Nah,
quieter now, bro.
He's a lot. You should see. We should bring up and hold you accountable to what you said. All this smoke, Kevin De
No,
Burgers,
because
all this
even
bullshit.
Alvarez has done
You
well
brought
this
out Kevin De
tournament.
Bruyne for a final.
Oh,
You
I'll
are
go
a
ahead.
world class
No,
hater, bro.
because
he's
No,
all this
because
right round, man.
Alvarez has done well
Yeah.
this tournament. KDB.
He all bark and no bite. He no
no
bark and no bite, man. He just Twitter fingers, man. That's what
Hey,
he
I've
is,
Yeah,
man.
said
Twitter
my
fingers,
piece, look.
football.
I said
with
my
Oh,
the
I
head,
say, yo,
ass.
hey, full screen him. All right, big man. The
I'm
flow's
not
yours.
screen him.
Go
Yeah,
full
yeah,
screen
yeah.
him, innit? Yeah. Go on,
I
big man.
talked about KDB last week, man.
All right, talk about him again, innit? Because you like talking about him in the group chat.
Not
So
even
talk
him. I
about
wanted to.
all the time.
KDB. I've
Look
said
at
it's
this
flop of the
guy.
tournament. He's flop. If you're talking about an individual play, he's flop of the
This guy's
tournament.
Mr. Bean, man.
Oh no, we'll get to that
Mr.
because then we
Bean.
got a few categories to get through later on into the show.
Yeah,
so don't
come on.
worry, we will.
Well, we
get into that.
got what the awards and stuff.
Yeah,
What
we call it
awards?
awards like best. We're just like I had a few categories to go through that. We'll do
You know what we
after
never-
the super
Oh, I
chat.
thought
We
you meant
never did
Shameless
the
FC
Shameless
awards,
awards
like, you know,
from
best
No,
content creator,
that's end of the
worst
season.
content
That's end
creator.
of
You know what I'm saying? Worst.
Yo, we
panelist
never
and
did
stuff
the
like that.
Shameless Awards from last year,
You know.
innit? I realised that.
I swear we did.
We never
Oh
did.
no, we didn't. We didn't.
No, you did it for your Chelsea panel, I think.
Yeah, that
We'll
would
do. Are we gonna do one this season? Then?
Yeah, we'll do one this season. Do one
Alright,
this
man.
season for sure. Fata says, didn't England have 2 foreign managers? If Tuchel takes the England job, what's the worst that could happen? Bro, we'd win the Euros. England would win the Euros if Tuchel in charge.
And we party
You
the
need a
whole time.
better
Like,
cup coach.
It's
Yeah,
all
that
right.
is the
Get
one
used
thing
to
about-
meaty manager FC.
Yeah, that's one thing about like if England
Because
do
Liverpool-
win a major tournament, the party that day, that night will be fire. The
That's
party
not,
that
what
night
if I
will
was
be
back in
fire.
England through the World Cup?
I
That's
hear
it.
you, man.
just
Like
want a
I
good
said,
night out.
If England
Simple.
somehow managed to win this World Cup, I would have went out. I would have went out tonight, 100%. That shit.
Bro,
would have been
bro,
popping.
me and my mates were gonna go out if we'd have won the quarterfinal, man. Like, at the end
Oh
of the
my
day.
god, this
I remember
That's why
Jorginho
I'm
stepping
against-
up for the
listen,
penalty at the
Kane annoyed me,
Euros, and I
man.
was so
Kane denied
conflicted.
me such a good
With his
night
Man
out.
City shirt on.
Yeah, with
Kane
his Man
denied
City
me
shirt
such a
on.
good night
You
out,
are a
man.
City
Honestly,
fan, you know what
Kane,
I'm saying?
man.
We need to find a
He'll
Liverpool
have
fan for this
Man
show.
City with Kane on the back.
Hey, Jerseys FC, we can sort you out, bro.
Yeah,
We
man.
can sort
He's a
you out,
Man
my
City
guy.
fan.
20% off. I'll give
That's
you
what
my
I'm
code.
saying, Ryan. That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
saying.
I haven't
Big up
actually
City
brought a
shirt.
kit this year for Liverpool, you know.
Yeah, no, because
Oh,
you're a
you
City
know
fan,
where
we
to
know.
go to if you need a
Oh.
kit, my friends. We got
We
you.
know. Sure.
What was that,
you know what I'm
Jan?
saying? Yeah, sure, man. You know what I'm saying? She was gonna say,
I
"Oh,
didn't
even
Thomas
hear
got
what she
City
said.
shit or some bullshit." That's what she was gonna say. I can see that a mile off. You know what I'm
So
saying?
that's in saying he supports City.
What did you say?
We're playing these fuckers on Thursday as well on my birthday.
Right, these
Can't
fuckers.
be
All right,
arsed.
let's go. I'm saying happy
Yeah, I'm
early
looking
birthday
forward to
as
that,
well.
bro.
We were gonna do
Imagine
the
De Bruyne
categories.
gives you a dagger on your birthday, bro. That's
Bro,
gonna
it's a
be
Carabao
big.
Cup, man.
I don't
Like,
care,
it's a
man.
Carabao
I
Cup.
You're
hope,
still gonna be bitter about
I
So
it,
you're
bro.
the champions.
Oh, no.
You're the
I
champions of the
hope
Carabao
City
Cup.
beat
To be
you
fair,
in it.
we're
I hope-
City in the league. That's all you're gonna win
Actually,
this
we need
year.
to win that. That's our
Yeah,
only
that's
chance
your
for the trophy.
that's your best
your
chance of a
trophy,
trophy.
bruv.
That's
Your
our
best
Arsenal
chance.
chance. We need
FC.
to win that still. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's on your.
We
What do you
won't-
do for your
we'll
birthday,
get
Ryan?
banned in it, but
What do you do for
yeah.
your birthday?
Nothing the Thursday. I'm
Chatting
going out
about
the next
KDB.
night for the. I'm going on. I know I'm going out on the Friday night instead of the Thursday
Okay.
night.
Let's go. What I'm saying. You make sure you do
Yeah,
something, fam.
hope you have a good birthday, brother.
Yeah,
and
man.
You love
Yeah,
it. I
so
hate
that-
I'll say good
KDB
luck about
cake.
the City game.
Yeah, you.
Yes, brother. Oh,
I
we'll
love
lose
it.
that game
Candles,
away as well.
KDB,
We always
like
lose at
all
the
of them.
Etihad.
Oh, is that the Etihad? Is it there?
Is that the Etihad? Yeah.
How
We
come you didn't
always
get
lose
tickets?
there.
You should have got tickets and won.
Can't get away tickets, and it's too hard.
Club man, if you
It's
want.
because Jan will elbow drop you. That's probably why.
Yeah, Jan's offering
Outside
you a
the
ticket
ground.
for your birthday. There you
Jan,
go.
get you a ticket.
No,
There you go.
I'm not
right.
sitting in the home end, man. Not
Oh my
sitting in
God.
the home end.
she just said.
Or you could go with Ryan.
She said, "No, Ryan." Oh my god.
Oh.
Yo, I could get a ticket if I wanted. It's not as if City
Hey,
sell
Ryan,
out
hold
for the
that,
home
yo.
games, innit?
I know
I
that
could
is
get-
soul crushing, yo.
Look at him.
She said,
look at
"Oh
him
my
change
God."
his mood. As
He
soon
did.
as Jan changed her mind, he he went,
She
I
said,
don't
"Oh
want to
my
go.
God."
What?
She said,
And then
"Oh
he goes,
my God."
hey, I'll get a ticket if I want. And then he's changed his
No,
mind,
if I
bro.
wanted to go, which I don't, I could get a ticket
should've got a
easily because
ticket.
City don't sell out, man. Like the
You should have. You should have got. You should
Yeah.
have.
Yes,
You should've
Galib,
wanted her
top
to
right
take it.
corner hates KDB.
Hey, big up
Burning
Galib,
punch.
man.
Full screen him
Here in the
just
group
to make
chat
sure we know
everywhere.
what we're talking about.
I just want to hear what
Liverpool
Khalif's
fan.
response will be because Khalif's a scout in itself. So yeah, we'll see what you're saying, my guy. But we had a couple I said categories I wanted to go through, just like player of the tournament, goal of the tournament, all those sorts of stuff. We could start with just player of the tournament because that's an easy one to go with. I feel like it is just one of Messi or Mbappe or whatever your preferred choice is. I'm gonna go Messi, not just because he won the tournament, but because he scored and had an impact in literally every single game. Any disagreements or?
I think it has to
Be
be.
on
I
the
don't
same
disagree.
That's fair.
I don't
The
disagree.
thing is, yeah, I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit like left wing or something,
Shut
or
up,
like
Neil.
left field, but I can't think of anything. You told me to shut up. No, check him out.
Yeah. So why do you have to be different, man? Like we've all said Messi, it's clearly Messi. Why do you have to be different, man?
Hey, what a ticket for
Because
you?
it's
Wait,
it's good content instead of going, yes, I agree. B, I'm not you, Ryan. And C, it makes actually the stream interesting rather than just I agree and that's it.
That's true. Content creating. See, this is what you don't realize, right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? This is about
A long
content
game.
creating. You see what Neil did there? Smart. You can learn from him. You know what I'm saying?
What
You
do
can
you
pay
do
attention.
again?
Oh my god! Oh my god! This guy.
Could you maybe say Giroud if you wanted to be out of the
No.
box?
No.
No. Allow it, Lewis. Like no.
This guy.
If France's best
Wait,
player was
how many? Wait,
Griezmann
how many
throughout the
shootouts did
tournament.
Argentina win?
2.
2.
Netherlands.
Could you say
and-
Could you say
Netherlands in the
Martinez?
final.
Actually,
Shout.
Because he
He's
had
a
a good
shout.
tournament overall.
yeah, he's a good shot. I was going to say
He's a
another
shout.
one, Amrabat. That I think he's a fair shout as well. He's been the best DM in the tournament.
Yeah.
So I'll put him in there.
I still find it hard to not say Messi though for this. To be fair, he's impacted pretty much
right.
every
We're just thinking
game,
of runners
so-
up. We're not. I don't think we're saying, oh, he's definitely better. What's his
No,
name?
it's
I can't pronounce his name. The Croatian goalkeeper. He had a madness as well.
Livakovic. That's
it.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
Livramento stuck in my head, and I'm like, it's not that, but it starts
He's
the
been
same.
fucking unreal. That's a brilliant shout too. He'll find another club too. And if we're doing goalkeepers, I pick Bono from Morocco too. He's had another good tournament. But yeah, I think those are the best ones we could come up with. Next goal of the tournament.
I think
For
Richarlison.
me, the one that sticks out to me,
Richarlison is a
the
good
Saudi
one.
Arabian second goal.
Oh
Against
yeah,
Argentina.
First game.
That's
I
what
like the little
still
turn
gasses
he
me.
did where he pulled himself, beat Di Maria, and then popped it into the top
It's
right.
fucking
Yeah, I
top
see
bins. That's the one. And I think there was one in the game, the chip. Was it Ghana, Morocco? That group game. I can't remember. It was a game that was 3-3. It was a Ghana, Morocco. There was one where the man dinked the goalkeeper. And then
Was it
Richarlison
Cameroon?
one
Oh,
as well.
was it?
Might have been
Was
Cameroon.
it Cameroon? It was Cameroon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And then the
Serbia,
Richarlison
Cameroon,
one as well.
Serbia.
Whoever
So
said
I
that.
would say
that
as well,
equalised it
that's the exact one I was going to say. I don't think it'll win it, but that's a definite runner-up. That the finish for that second goal was on the volley.
How
was
did I forget
insane.
that? Yeah, it's that. I'm running with that. That's my goal of the tournament. How did I
Mexico
forget
free
that?
kick. That one was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, that was
35,
stupid.
40 yards. And the Abubakar chip.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yeah, that's the one I was
Yeah.
talking about. The chip. That was the Cameroon game.
Would you say
Oh,
as
What
well
about Enzo Fernandez
Argentina's
against
second goal
Mexico?
in terms of team play? That was
What,
just
the Di Maria
1-2 touch, and then back of the net. It was phenomenal. Yeah, exact. I swear I'm not reading the comments, but it's just that they're on the same
Great
mind
line.
shit. But big up you guys.
What about Enzo Fernandez against Mexico in the group? That was
Can't
quite a good
remember.
goal.
I don't remember that. Actually, vaguely remember that. Vaguely. Any shouts for Christensen against France?
No
Anyone?
shouts, no. One shout, yours.
One shout, yours exactly.
Yes, just yours.
So,
one shout.
I like how you
yours.
said any shouts, and we all just went no. Next.
No.
Oh wait!
Next,
Do you
yours.
remember that?
Fine.
Do you remember that Brazil goal in terms of a
Good
team
try though,
goal?
Lewis.
That Brazil goal against
Nah, the
South
Eden
Korea.
Hazard. Never mind. Sorry, go on.
You remember
Ah,
that
you
Brazil
thought you
goal?
were funny with that one.
It is funny. It's funnier than
That's why no one laughed. That's why no
I didn't
one
call him
laughed.
Ericsson.
That's why nobody fucking laughed. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pissing
I'm
myself
also
laughing. I'm
kind of
laughing. I'm with you,
equalised.
Flawless. Big up you.
No, but do
man.
you remember? This is just an honourable. This was a good goal as well. The Richarlison goal against South Korea. You know when Thiago Silva played that pass to Richarlison?
Yeah, that was cool.
Against South
That
Korea.
was
That
a
was a
very
good goal.
goal.
Good
That
That
team
was the
goal.
first one was mentioned, I think.
Yeah, that's a good goal. 100%.
Mm.
Actually, no, there was two Richarlison ones because there was a team goal
I was talking
against.
about the overhead kick.
Talking
What was
about
that?
what?
The overhead kick.
Who's overhead kick?
Richarlison.
Charleston.
Oh shit, yeah, that one. Wait, that was in a group game, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This one's an easy one. Biggest overachievers.
Morocco.
Yeah.
Yes, Morocco, that's easy.
Yeah.
But
Would you-
outside the box.
I think they're definitely outside the box. Is
No, I
Morocco.
mean,
Yeah.
other than the
Oh,
obvious pick.
I thought
Morocco.
Japan did well. beating
Japan.
Spain and Germany in the
And-
group.
Mm.
Would you say Saudi Arabia? Because nobody expected them to be
No, I
like,
wouldn't say so.
overachiever.
Did they finish bottom
I'd-
of the group? In
I'd
the
say
end?
South. I'd
They
say
beat-
South Korea. No one expected them to get out
South
of their group.
Korea.
It was
I
them
say
two.
Japan. I say Japan outside of
Yeah, Japan, South Korea surprised people. No one expected them to get out of their group.
Morocco. Oh shit! I already said Morocco. What am I thinking?
I
Would
think
you say
Senegal as well.
Jez says Croatia? Would you say Croatia?
No, I wouldn't say Croatia.
No.
I wouldn't say
'Cause I think they made the final the last time, so making the
Would you-
semis isn't really an underachievement.
Would you say Netherlands?
No,
Because
I
going
wouldn't
into
say
the
Netherlands.
tournament, people are like, I would say they're like mid
I
team.
expected them to get out of their group though.
I think
Yeah.
Netherlands went as far
But it-
as they should have actually.
Quarterfinals is fair. You know what I'm saying? They got that
Quarters
scrub
are-
Van Dijk
what-
at the
what
back.
about-
Makes sense.
What about Argentina themselves? Because I never thought they'd be capable of winning the World Cup. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, they were my
Nah.
underachievers. I didn't expect them
Maybe.
to
So
do
they
this.
overachieved by.
Yeah, to me they did.
Because
I
I
never thought,
As a
especially
squad,
after
yeah.
losing the first game as well. The way they
What?
lost the first game as well. No one would
Argentina's
have
a
thought
shout.
they'd go on to win it. So
Mm.
them themselves maybe,
Argentina's
but
a
it's
shout.
obviously Morocco. So
Yeah.
Vata says Poland.
Poland
how far
is
was
shy.
Poland? They made like
Poland-
quarters.
Did they get out of their group? The group
Yeah,
with
they got
Argentina in
knocked
it.
out. Just about. It was that
They just
Mexico Poland thing. And who did they get knocked out by? Who did they get knocked out by?
It was was it Spain or France?
Spain, I think. Well,
Oh,
no,
no, it was France. It was France. Mbappe
France,
scored
yeah.
twice. Lewandowski missed a penalty and then scored it on a retake.
oh yeah.
Remember that?
Mm.
My mate won £1,000 out of that on a bet.
Shout out to your guy, innit?
Jeez.
We were watching it together in this pub. Honestly, he was devastated when it looked Lever missed the first pen in it. But then he gets the retake, man. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
man. The gods were smiling.
Senegal without Mane.
Senegal was
I
shy.
said, a lot of
Nah.
people didn't think they'd make out the
Was it-
group.
Nah,
Yeah, because a lot of people.
I
didn't
thought
think
there
they
would be a dark horse for this tournament
not without Mane. I
going
think.
into it. Their squad's still decent.
did
though.
hear
mean,
it.
yeah,
even
I
Wale,
didn't say so. I didn't
Mendy,
say they did as much as they should
they've
have.
still
to
got
be
a good
honest with you.
squad. It's
Yeah,
not like
I
Mane's
think-
obviously the
yeah.
shining light, but you know, like
Koulibaly.
Salah with Egypt. There's just Salah and that's it.
Mm.
With Senegal, there's more of a decent team around him, and that's why they've won.
Koulibaly and these
compared
guys,
to-
yeah.
Salah had to kick and scream that team to like get something out of that
The
Egyptian
Kings,
team.
yeah.
Who you've heard of a couple of players.
Nah, I hear you.
No,
Nah,
I think
get it,
Senegal
man.
got as far as they should have, to be honest with you. I don't think they overachieved. I don't think they underachieved.
Right, the last one then. Biggest letdowns in the
Germany.
tournament.
Belgium,
Germany.
Spain.
Germany.
Mm.
I say Germany.
Eden
Okay.
Hazard.
Nah,
Second
Germany,
successive
I
World
didn't
Cup,
expect anything from.
No, but second successive World Cup not getting out of the group, and I thought they'd get out of that group.
Yeah, they
man.
should have
I'll
got
be
out of that
real.
group. They should have.
I'll be honest. I think Germany, and I actually look at their team on paper. They've got quite a few good players. A good manager in charge in Hansi Flick as well, who I expected more from as well. So I have to say, in terms of a team, Germany are the biggest letdowns in my opinion. I think Spain are up there as
Is-
well. But then I
is
didn't
it-
expect much from Spain because I knew their attack was meaty anyway. So
Is
Yeah,
it worth
man.
putting
Who did Spain
Portugal in
lose
there
to?
for the quality of players that they
Morocco on
had
penalties.
and one of the
Yes,
favourites
that's
going into the tournament?
Portugal.
Say that again?
Not for the level
Portugal's
of
a shout.
Belgium,
letdowns
but it's
in
a
the end.
runner-up.
I feel like Portugal were let downs in the end.
Yeah, Portugal. Because you even with Ronaldo starting, you would expect them to get past Morocco.
But even when Ronaldo got dropped and they had that mad performance against Switzerland, we were all expecting big things from Portugal then. And the way they performed in the next game was a big letdown. So I'd
But-
say Portugal in the end were let
Yeah, I
down.
think
even before
with
that. Yeah, sorry,
Spain.
Anne.
Sorry, I was just going to say with Spain,
Brazil
they're
as well.
quite a young team, really. So I don't think people are
Angie
expecting
Bucket, it's
Spain
Brazil. It's Brazil.
to
Brazil
win
are the biggest letdowns.
Galib
Spain?
says Denmark.
I think it's Brazil.
I'd
Ooh,
say
I think it's
Denmark's
110%
not
Brazil. They were the favorite to win
Oh.
out in the quarterfinal. It's Brazil.
Yeah.
It's Brazil. It's
were
Brazil more
actually
than Germany. It's
favourites to win the whole thing.
Brazil. Yes,
Brazil.
Brazil. I thought they make semis minimum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
Oh, no, I
say
thought they'd win it.
Brazil
I thought they'd win it.
versus because I always thought it would be a South American team against a European team. That's what I was predicting the final would be. And then people were saying that Brazil are going to beat Argentina, and it's going to be Brazil against France. That's what most people were predicting.
No.
And then people that weren't predicting France were predicting England. So it's literally, Brazil were not really the ones in question. It was more France, if anything.
Because I remember after Brazil battered South Korea, people say just give it to Brazil. They're too good. Just give it to Brazil. So I completely forgot about Brazil. It's definitely them, to be honest. I think.
I saw England coming up, but like I thought England
No.
would get knocked out in the quarters, so I wasn't really that disappointed.
Yeah,
And
even though
Brazil
we were
getting knocked out in the
critical, but
quarters. Brazil are better than England. It's Brazil.
Yeah, it's Brazil.
Is there any more we could go for? Goalkeeper of the tournament? Is everyone saying for goalkeeper?
Martinez, isn't it?
Martinez.
Yeah. Fucking won the whole fucking award. And yeah, young player of the tournament.
Enzo. I think Enzo got it himself. I think he deserves it, to be honest.
Tchouameni impressed me though, even though he made a couple of
Tchouameni
mistakes.
was good. Yeah, I think it's Enzo, to be honest, for me, because
I think it's Alvarez personally, but you know, I don't.
Hey,
mind
Timo, man,
Alvarez.
stop being Brexit, man. Jesus, what's wrong?
I do hate the Alvarez shout because he did come in, but him and Enzo.
I don't think there was a big gap between the two. Like I didn't look at Enzo and think he didn't deserve it, but I think if Alvarez had got it, it wouldn't have been too harsh.
I just think for me, Enzo,
do you know what I mean?
they definitely both had big impacts on the team because when they both came in, I think they both came in at the same time as well into the starting lineup.
They're both actually. I think they've always played together because they both played at River Plate, so they have that sort of chemistry already. Them two. I'm assuming they're very good friends as well. So.
I think Enzo just showed me more in the games. Alvarez did well, but I think Enzo just showed me more in the game. Just a lot more.
You know what I liked about Alvarez though, because I feel like Alvarez, it wasn't really as much what he was doing on the ball, and I know Argentina as a team were doing well off the ball. But Alvarez was just running constantly. He was defending, you know, like half the time he's tackling at the back. He's up for headers against their strikers. Do you know what I mean? He was just everywhere, all over the pitch. Even that goal, the first goal for Argentina. Sorry, the second goal for Argentina today. It's like people were saying Messi, but actually Messi touched it, and then Alvarez, and then
played the pass through to McAllister.
Yeah, so, and the balls that he puts over the top, like, obviously, not all the time they scored them, but I just thought he was really, really good. And I think for his first tournament, to go to the World Cup, be on that big stage, because I think it's the same for Enzo, because they're both from River Plate, but I think to go from, like, playing in South America, and then to go to the biggest stage in the world, and both of them to do as well as they did, I thought that was really impressive. Because I wanted Spain to win the World Cup originally because of Rodri. Obviously, Rodri is my favourite player. But I didn't expect Alvarez to play as much as he did. I thought he'd be like more of a like squad player. Do you know what I mean? Who comes on and has like cameos. Do you know what I mean? But he actually, in the end, became the main starter. And I know people are saying like, what did he do? But I thought he really played his part in winning the World Cup. Like obviously today, a bit quieter than he has been the other games, but he definitely deserved like a shout for the young player of the tournament.
He deserves a shout. He's up there, but for me, I just don't think it's anyone but Enzo. I think him coming in, he's had a big impact, being consistently good throughout the tournament. I haven't seen him have a bad game or anything in this tournament, Enzo Fernandez, and he's made an impact in pretty much every game. Like he's shown his star quality throughout. I think he did get it as well. I think he got it after the game.
Yeah, he did. He won it. He won it.
I think it was deserved, to be honest. Vardy's a shout as well, but I think Vardy still had a couple of games where he wasn't too great, but I'll
pull up
a
later,
top centre back. But for me, so Vardy's a shout, but I think Enzo for me is the one, to be honest.
Are we forgetting Bellingham?
No, I don't think
Bellingham
we are. To be honest.
Really good.
Bellingham again in terms of
consistent.
Bellingham's been very good, but I do feel like Enzo's been significantly better because he's obviously played for longer in the tournament as well. But I do think Bellingham there were a couple of games where he wasn't so great, I think, as well. By his standards, obviously, that I just think Enzo definitely deserved it way more overall than Bellingham. Bear in mind, I'm a fan of Bellingham mostly because I know we're going to get him in it. But like,
even though his team was
You
poor, I
keep
thought
saying
Musiala
this,
was
but
very.
what-
I thought
Bro, you're
Musiala was
broke.
very good.
You haven't got any money.
Nah, he's got
FSG
sauces,
don't buy
man.
any
He's
money.
got you see the
Nah, we
sauce
got
that
money.
Lewis has there. That's the sauce,
there's
man.
more money
That's
to
the
spend than
sauce.
what you think.
Trust
Gio,
me,
trust
bro.
me.
That's the
Yeah.
sauce.
Oh yeah, you missed it when we was talking about who was it? Enzo Fernandez, and he said my
Enzo.
midfielder and tapped his.
We're
ting,
getting
you know what I'm
both, man.
saying?
Bellingham and
Something.
Enzo in the same
Yeah,
midfield.
man,
I
tapped
can't
his
wait.
breast over there.
Can't
I don't
wait.
know what's going on.
I
man.
think
playing
I
alongside
think you'll
them.
get.
They'll
I
be
think you'll
benched
get
for
Bellingham,
James
to be
Milner
honest.
anyway.
I think we'll definitely get Bellingham. I'm like
not
90%
sure about
sure we
Enzo.
get Bellingham.
That's a
I'm
definitely,
like
you know.
90%. Yeah, I'm
Why are you
definitely
so confident on this?
Bellingham or
Yeah.
Enzo. I'm not even
Both.
confident. I'm not going to say I'm confident in
You
Enzo.
just
I think
said
there's a,
you just
I
said
think there's a
definitely
good
on
chance we'll
Bellingham.
get him.
Okay,
I
so
think
why are you
there's
getting this
like
good chance from going?
with Enzo.
Yes.
At the moment, with the main club, I think who showed the most interest, and there were reports last week in Argentina, obviously, because there's this thing with River Plate where whichever club sells Enzo Fernandez, River Plate get quite a big percentage of the fee as well, like a sell-on fee. So obviously
Bring
they're
up
kind
Ethan's
of
comment.
Crazy.
Ethan's
yeah,
comment.
Whose comment?
Ryan, what about Harry Winks? He's a cheaper option. You rate him highly, no?
bro. I'm taking Harry Winks over a lot of our midfielders.
That's a good
Are you taking? Are
idea.
you taking? Are you taking Harry Winks over Enzo Fernandez?
No, obviously
You
not.
taking? I'm just
Like,
making
why-
sure. Are you taking? Wait, don't say obviously not. Like you haven't.
John
said
Joe
wild
Shelby,
shit. That's
though.
a reasonable question.
You know what?
Are
It's
you,
not easy.
are you taking
it's not
Harry
easy
Winks
to-
over Jude Bellingham?
No,
All right, just making sure. I'm
it's
saying,
not
you're the
even
same
a
guy who
rate.
said
I don't
two
even
over
rate
Salah,
Harry
innit?
Winks
I'll make sure.
highly. I just think he's a decent player. I don't think he's a shit player. That's all I've said. Like
Okay.
with Harry Winks.
But
Fairs.
also, your sources in Liverpool get linked to everyone.
No, but
Right.
these are actual reliable
Man
journalists. who
United
get
get
stuff
linked to
like that.
everyone. Man City get linked. Chelsea get.
Yeah, I heard
all
you got a good
guys
chance
get
of
linked.
No,
signing
but with the
Kylian Mbappe.
Bellingham thing,
Everyone. Yeah, exactly.
no, but with the Bellingham thing,
guys get
what
linked
you
to
have to-
everyone, so it doesn't matter.
No, but with the Bellingham thing, the reason why I'm so confident on that is that he apparently there's big like actual proper. I'm talking proper sources, multiple
Yeah,
proper
sources.
sources who say
Real
like,
ones.
no, he favors the Liverpool move.
Took
His
out with
family
250
favors it.
people.
Klopp's desperate for him. Apparently, I think Romano said that as well. Like Klopp is pushing this himself to get him, and they've got money for Bellingham. They were willing to spend it last summer. They were willing to spend it last
Who
summer.
did they spend it on?
You're
They
going back
spent it
to
on.
club football. Are you
what's
still
his
club
face?
out, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just asking because
They spent all the money on the Uruguayan bloke. I forgot his name.
No, but they were going to
I tell you
spend it. They were willing to. No, but they were willing to spend it on Bellingham after we brought Nunes because we brought Nunes early in the window. We didn't buy him late or anything. So we'll get Bellingham. Like I'm 90% confident we get Bellingham, and that's me being like pessimistic. I'm like sure we get him. I'm sure we get him. I'd be shocked if we don't get him. Like they've even sent Henderson and Trent on agency missions to the
Yes.
fucking England
Yes.
camp.
Oh,
to get him.
yeah. Ram, did you not know he's Klopp out? Ram, I told you
Klopp
this
out,
last
Tuchel
week.
in.
I know
Klopp out,
you're a
Tuchel in, man.
superstar, Ram. Big up my guy, Ram. But yeah, he said Klopp out. Now he's saying Tuchel in. So he wants one German for another. You know what I'm saying?
Super Tommy, too cool. Can't wait to be singing. Well, I'm
You
not. I'm
shut
no
your
fucking
mouth.
saying it.
You're not getting him. You're fucking
Yeah, you
getting
know what?
him,
Bring
bruv.
me
No,
Tuchel
but let's be real. If
Actually,
we-
nah,
if-
that make him good.
No,
still. I
no,
don't
not
remember-
you as well, bruv. You're fine. You got Baldy. You're good.
No, we good. I'm talking like United. I'm blessed with the manager. I'm saying I was talking about as much carnage as it would be Tuchel going to Liverpool. I actually rate him as a manager, so he could make them a good side. So it's
Bro,
kind of like I don't
Tuchel
Tuchel
wanna-
could
won it,
actually
bro.
win us Champions
Yeah.
League finals. Like,
But for content creator purposes,
Oh, what,
yeah,
like
get
Klopp
Tuchel to
hasn't?
Anfield.
bro, listen, man. Klopp's lost 3 in it. Like, Tuchel's won his only one.
He's lost
Tuchel
only
won a
2
Champions
for you,
League.
and
No,
one was 'cause Trent got
Tuchel.
caught lacking at the back post.
Nah,
Nothing to do with him.
Tuchel won a Champions League final against Pep with a front three of Werner, Mount, and Havertz. You know,
That's
like,
crazy.
good an achievement that is. That's an amazing achievement. I
It's
trust
a-
Tuchel way more than I
It's
trust
against a
Klopp.
side with no European pedigree, but we move. I hear your point. I get
No,
you.
but come on, man. That City team should have been beating that Chelsea team in it. Let's
They
be
should have,
honest.
could have, didn't, innit?
Yeah, they didn't, and I'm happy they didn't. I'm happy, Aguero was crying at the end, but like, still, that was unnecessary. Sorry, I'm not even sorry. but
Where's his
whatever.
apology? Oh, he
sorry.
apologized.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he's such a
I
puppy on
apologise.
screen,
And
bro.
it was a good.
Oh,
it
in
was
the
a good joke.
DMs, he's slow. I
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
wait to
sorry.
give everybody smoke. And then as soon as he gets online,
I've got no reason to give anyone smoke.
Oh, football friends. Oh, sorry.
Yo, yeah, Jan's gone missing like KDB in the World
I'm
Cup. Where's
sorry.
she gone, man? I
I'm
was expecting a reaction, but
he's just gonna elbow drop you in person, bruv.
no, but it honestly, like Tuchel as well. I do feel like people are a bit ignorant when it like comes to Tuchel, or Tuchel, he doesn't play good football and that. To be honest, a lot of the time at Chelsea, I didn't even think his football was like bad. I just think the players executing it going forward were bad at the end of the day. That was just my opinion. Like when you got Werner, Mount and Havertz, you're not going to score a lot of goals in it. Let's be honest. There were a few games where I thought he was a bit pragmatic for Chelsea in it. Like when you played City twice last season in the league, I thought he was too pragmatic in those games. But no, I think I'm sick. And Klopp's football ain't even that good, man. Let's be real. Like this rock and roll bullshit, man. Like,
No. Klopp's football's good. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's
bro,
not do that.
I can't stand it anymore. I
Don't
can't
do that.
stand his football.
No, you can't stand it because it's not working now. When it was working, this
compared to
wasn't a
what?
problem.
Compared to what?
It's a good Klopp plays. This is me saying this as a
you
United
can't
fan.
stand it, but you were back in a quad 6 months ago.
Thing is,
Whoa.
Thomas Tuchel ain't like my dream manager is
Fucking
Zidane,
wild,
innit? My dream manager
Guy
is
is a
Zidane, but I
wild
know
lad,
it's
yo.
unrealistic.
He is a prime
Wild
wild
lad.
lad, yo. He
No,
is.
but my
You are
first
a
choice
top
is
wild lad,
Zidane,
yo.
but I know it's so
You are the
unrealistic.
king
so...
of all wild lads, yo. You are the wild lads of all wild lads.
No,
6
but
months
Thomas
ago,
Tuchel.
you were talking about quads, yo.
No, but what does Thomas Tuchel do
Before
that's
this
worse than
tournament,
Klopp? Like Thomas Tuchel would
Before
still
this
get us to
tournament,
Champions
you would have
League
spent
finals
100
and
million
win
on
them.
Kane easily. You would have said bring Kane to Anfield, 100%.
Yeah, all day,
And he was all over Kane as well.
Yeah,
And
he
then
wanted to be, he wanted to be on Kane's
miss,
man. He wanted to be
one
on Kane's
penalty
mantelpiece
miss.
and all that. One penalty miss to switched all
one
that.
penalty miss. Oh, he's the worst player ever. And it's man,
This guy
you
now
are
Klopp
just-
Mark
football's
says
bad.
Klopp out. Shut the fuck up. Without him, we'd be conference.
Hey, Mark, you're a
Bro,
real
he's-
one. And you know why you're a real one? Man spent money to tell you to shut up. Hey, Ryan, hold that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Now,
he
hold
didn't
that,
shut up. He said shut the fuck up.
Fuck up, yo.
That's
A man
a
spent
different
money
level.
to make sure to get his message across, yo. Mark has had enough in it. Mark, I'm with
Yeah.
you in that. You're a real one.
Have you
We're with him.
sat in the cop and said Klopp out?
As he fuck. You know what I'm
No.
saying? You crazy.
I go to
Not
pretty
even
much every home game.
Facebook
Do you
with
honestly
anyone.
think I'm going to say that?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
they
I
beat
say
him up
for
without
streams
saying
and
that.
Twitter, man. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They'd say that without. See, this is Ryan, man. You know what I'm saying? We just want to beat him up anyway.
Remember
You know what I'm
the
saying? Don't need to say
backlash he
anything.
got. Remember the backlash he got for saying Reece is better than Trent,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he deleted the tweet. He can't even do it
Yeah.
online,
Deleted the tweet. You know that's soft, man.
bro. You
That
set your
tweet
own
went
traps.
viral,
You
you know,
run
that
into them,
tweet
and
went
then when I
viral.
say, "Look, you're in a trap," you go, "Oh, everybody's
thing
against
is,
me."
if I said that right now, it wouldn't even get hate from my own fans. I think a lot of our own fans would kind
People
of
just say to
slightly
shut up
admit it.
before they've read the tweet.
Yeah, people will just beat you up anyway, and it's rightfully
But,
so.
you
Some
know,
people need the ass whooped.
Thomas
you know what I'm saying?
Tuchel in,
You're one
yeah,
of them.
Thomas
Fucking
Tuchel,
wild
man.
lad, man. This guy. Liverpool.
You're
And
not
Thomas
getting
Tuchel
Thomas
follows Klopp to
Tuchel.
whatever
What
club he
is
goes
this?
to
You're
anyway.
not getting
Whenever
Enzo
Klopp leaves
and
the club,
Bellingham,
Thomas
and you're
Tuchel's
not
their
getting
next
Tuchel.
manager.
What are you
Man
playing
said
Football Manager,
Enzo.
bro?
Man said Bellingham, Fernandez,
And Tuchel.
and Tuchel. Hey, if you got a Fernandez, we got one in
No,
Manchester.
I
you
know
can
we're
have.
going to
You know
keep
what I'm
Klopp in it. I just don't want us to. That's all. And I want Tuchel in. If we can't get Zidane, which obviously we won't be able to get
You won't
Zidane.
do- What are you smoking? Have you
I'm
seen
saying we
your
won't be
owners? They're tight as fuck.
Yeah, I'm saying we won't
It's
be
new
able
owners,
to get
man. They're
Zidane.
getting new owners, man. They're getting
I
new
said
owners.
we won't be
Leo.
able to get Zidane unless we get proper
It's
good
all right,
owners,
Southgate.
which I don't know if we will.
Hey, Southgate
But,
to Anfield, I'm with, man.
If we offered Thomas Tuchel the job, he's taking it. Don't let anyone tell you any different.
Of course.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
not been offered.
But he's not been offered it because the job
Yeah.
is not vacant. You know what I'm saying?
It needs to be vacant, bro.
Well, it's not, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
can't
hold
even
that.
say it in your own ground. You can't even say that in your own
Klopp has,
ground.
yo, man actually said Liverpool Klopp don't play good football. That's wild, you know.
I'm
That's
sick of his
crazy.
football now.
Yeah, because it's
I'm
not
sick
being
of it.
successful. That's what the problem is. Klopp plays that you lot
But
play entertaining
also,
football. Is it kick
Klopp
and run?
has-
Yes.
Klopp has-
Is it P&P?
You
But it
were
works.
mentioning earlier that when
Look at
things
Lewis's
go
face.
right,
Can't
No
believe it.
you can
football's
look over
entertaining
loads
with
of
Jordan
stuff.
Henderson in the
Klopp-
middle, man.
Bro, you
No,
are.
you're on mute, fam.
Remember where you
You're on
are
mute.
before Klopp.
One
You were
half a season, brother.
you
This
were
is what
you
we're
were
doing.
mid-team. Klopp has elevated you
Ima-
so much.
One
Imagine they
league
actually. Imagine they
Well,
actually
this-
had
what-
This
issues
yeah,
is
with
what-
like
this is
10.
Salah part 2. This is Salah part 2 again.
Yeah. The Salah
one
part
league
two.
title,
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, one league title.
Yeah. One league
Yeah,
title,
and
brilliant.
because
That's
if
all
it
Van
weren't
Dijk's,
for
bro.
Man
You one league
City,
title.
this guy's been ramming in the group chats. Oh,
Hey man, Tuchel's
by the way, Tuchel's a
football's
lot.
more effective, man. Give me effective football. Give me winning football, bro.
See, and that's
Give
where
me
it
winning
stems from. So
football.
that's what you need. See, this is where you fall down. Just say, don't say you don't like Klopp's football. Just say you don't like the results, which is cool. No one gonna argue that.
I know I don't
Yeah.
even like his football anyway. I prefer Pep's all day.
But you
I
won't say
prefer
that when you're
Pep's.
winning.
Oh yeah, you would City fan in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Do you
Pep's
prefer,
football is
do you prefer
clear, man.
Pep's football in Europe?
But you compare that how much money
Different
you've
story.
spent, bro.
Answer the question. No. Do you prefer Pep's
Yeah.
football in Europe?
No, that's a different story. Yeah.
No. how's it a different story? It's a yes or no question. Do you prefer Pep Guardiola's football in Europe?
The difference with Pep Guardiola's football.
No. It's a
Answer
yes
the
or no question.
directly.
Do you prefer Pep Guardiola's football in Champions League?
I'm saying to watch it, it's aesthetically.
Do you want it at your
pleasing,
club?
that's what-
You know what I'm saying? It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
Do you want your
want
club
it
to
at
be
my club.
successful?
I want it at my club. Yeah.
All right, okay. All right.
Because
fine.
I know that the problem is with Pep Guardiola's
So-
football in Europe is his defenders aren't good enough to hack
Okay,
it.
so
when they get
it's not
tested,
so
but,
if it's not good enough in Europe, I don't want that football at my club.
but I think it is to do with a bit with Pep in it. But like,
Okay, so that's why I,
I
want
don't
his
think it's
football and
only
him at my
Pep.
club.
I do diss Pep over his Europe, and rightly so. But I do think it's a bit more than Pep. I think the players.
What else
as
do you
well
think
have
it
let
is?
him
Who
down a
signed the
lot.
players?
Guardiola.
Okay, exactly. So never. All right, we
You
made
just said the same person twice.
Yeah, this guy's outrageous, yo. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know what? One day, if
Watch
we do
this.
sack Klopp, it'll be Thomas Tuchel, bro. Thomas Tuchel follows Klopp to whichever.
I don't think
fucking
you're.
leagues,
I don't
man.
think you're
I
sacking
think
Klopp.
he's gonna wait years for the job to arise. As soon as one of
And
Real
let's-
Madrid or Bayern comes in, he's out.
You know how
he wants
it would
money,
hurt
and you guys can't
he's
offer
Thomas
him money.
Tuchel holding a Liverpool
You can't
squad
offer him money.
for
Klopp you're lucky Klopp took that job, because on the budget he did for what he achieved, he did really well. A manager that's at that top tier is going to go, I ain't putting up with that.
Cool, Neil. Yeah, one league title. Can't.
We both got one league title. What is your point? And also,
Exactly.
we're not on the same
Exactly.
level as you. What is your
Got the
point?
same. He's got the same Prem legacy as Ranieri in it. Brilliant.
Oh, this guy's. Are you shelling on Klopp? This is brilliant, man. Hey, somebody out of context, clip this, please. You shelling because
And
when
what, has
Klopp
he not-
actually gets successful, and then he's like, "Oh, I weren't dissing
No,
Klopp."
this
What,
guy
he's
going
run
to
like
be
this?
successful again. This
and
guy's
let's
done
remember,
things Henderson
Flawless.
and Milner's are good in
And
it.
let's remember, Flawless. Liverpool were in such a good place before Klopp. They were in an
Right.
amazing
Right.
place.
He's
Right.
taking us
One
back to
bad
that.
season, you know.
He's taking
One
us
bad-
back to that right
one
now.
bad
Half a
season, you know.
season.
You
Half
One
were
a
bad half
already
a season.
there. You were already there, Ryan. He
He's taking us
elevated
back
you,
to
and you
that.
come back
He's
down.
taking us back
with-
right now to what we were before he
He's
came.
made you compete with Man City, who spent 3
Cool,
times the amount
compete
as you.
hype. Yeah, compete hype. Cool, innit?
Wait, am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but compete hype. We got
Well,
one
there
league
we
title
go.
out of it.
It's
Okay,
not
we
his
got a
fault
Champions
that
League out of
City
it. Fair enough,
exists.
innit? But
Fair enough. After getting 2 Champions Leagues, it's like
one
it's, man,
Champions League,
you
one
got to see the
Premier
bigger
League, yeah.
picture and see that your club isn't where you're not a big club like you used to be. You can't spend money like you used to be. We have to put up with this every week, Ram. Trust me. This
Sorry,
is just,
Ram.
You know what? Man said, please
But it's
don't
true.
do this.
The
You know what
thing
the
is,
crazy part
can't-
is?
can't
You are
compete with
criticizing.
this. You can't
He's
even compete in
criticising
terms of
Klopp.
spending.
He's
You can't even compete
he's-
with Man United.
He's criticizing Klopp for doing what he's supposed to, because Ryan will tell you
He's
Liverpool are the
overachieving
second. Yeah,
with
he will
that
say
team.
Liverpool are the second best team in the league and have the
Okay,
second
but
best manager.
let me say let me speak about this, right?
Go on.
Right. Apparently, we got the best keeper in the world, best right back in
No,
the
no,
world.
forget
best
the
centre-back in
apparent.
the
No, no,
world,
no, no,
best
no, no.
left
I'm gonna
back
cut
in
you
the
off
world,
there. What do
best
you?
PM
No,
in
no,
the
no, no, no.
world.
Forget that. No, no, no. It's not about everybody else. What do you think? Your opinion is you have the second best team in the league and have the second best manager. So when you finish second, why are you shocked? You don't
Because
think
I
your
think-
manager's better. You don't think your manager's better than Pep. You
I
don't
don't
think your
think it's
team's better
only
than City.
Klopp in it. I don't think Klopp is the sole reason for it.
He's
at
not the
all.
sole
I'm saying
reason, but you want him
he's
gone.
Oh.
What I'm not getting at is he's hitting the expectations that you set, and then you're
He's
criticized.
exceeding. He's exceeding.
No, I'm
compared
talking
to
about
when
him.
you
To me, he's exceeding. To Ryan,
Yeah.
he's
No,
he's-
Flores, you can't
he's
say that
critical.
because you said he's underachieved as well.
If you hold him to the standards you lot hold him to, yes. If you talk about your team, I don't think he is, because I don't think you have a better team than City. I don't think he's a better manager. But when, like you mentioned,
No,
when you
but I
talk
do
to your
think-
fan base, you have the
Yeah.
best goalkeeper, the best centre back, the best right back, the best fullback pairing, the best DM at that point when he was in his prime in Fabinho, and the
Yo,
best
that
front
fat
three we've
guy
ever
in
seen.
midfield, man, he was never the best DM.
Hey,
man,
don't
man.
even talk about Thiago like that. But we move. My
I'm talking
point
about
is you.
Fabinho, man.
You know what I'm saying?
have
You
some
talk about
respect for
Thiago, man. It's
Thiago
okay, man.
Alcantara, bro.
Fabinho's the fat guy in midfield.
You talk about Thiago, man. You know what I'm saying? The guy who couldn't get on
Yo,
the Spanish
Thiago,
plane.
serial winner,
I'm
serial
saying?
winning midfielder. As soon as he
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
to
What's he
Liverpool,
won Liverpool?
he just gets an FA Cup out of it.
Was he won Liverpool?
Yeah, he has to
But
deal
my
with
point
Henderson tax,
You're,
man.
you're,
Like,
you're like I
You're
said,
saying
you're
Henderson tax like he's not putting him in the team.
oh, whose fault is that? Jurgen Klopp, calm in it.
Oh, this guy
No, but
crazy.
you're saying Henderson tax. It just doesn't make
Henderson
any
tax
sense.
is so hefty, bro. Like, no midfielder should have to deal with Henderson tax, man.
The
It's
tax say take something away from the midfield.
Henderson takes
It's
everything away
minus.
from
You
the
you
team.
don't even know what tax means, bro. Do you pay your taxes? What's going on?
You don't pay no taxes. I'm saying
Yeah.
You
I'm
got no
22,
bills,
man. I'm 22.
Yeah, you
man.
don't
Allow
pay
me.
no taxes. Yeah, what did you pay? Come on, man. You don't pay for shit. You know what I'm saying? This is Ryan we
No,
talking
but
to.
Flawless, in terms of that, I do think, like,
Saying all he wants
know,
to be
like,
paid
when
in
you
his
talk
attention.
about-
You're saying, in fact, like the next thing that's going to
no,
come
but
out
you
your
know
mouth,
when you
we're
talk
going to
about
agree
peak
with.
Liverpool, like if
Go
you,
on.
when you talk about the peak Liverpool team of the last few years and like the peak
Mhm.
City team of the last few years,
Mhm.
I think City is slightly better, but I don't think there's levels between them.
There hasn't been levels between you, though.
Hmm.
It's been,
Yeah,
have you
no,
not
but
lost
I do
out on
think
2
we've-
league titles by
Because
a point?
Klopp's been
I do think
overachieving.
we've had the best goalkeeper. I think at times we've had the best right back in a couple of the seasons, the best centre back for sure, the best left back for a couple of seasons. Fabinho's some fat guy anyway. One of the best midfielders in Thiago.
Ryan, one
Okay,
of them
so my
gets
so my
injured.
point is,
goal
if
if
all
you
no, no,
lose,
even
if
forget all
you
of that,
lose
Neil.
them three, you lose your left back, your right back, and your centre back, your team crumbles. If Man City do that, they've got replacements that just go, yeah, that's fine. We'll just shove them in the team and they'll still work.
And even,
Like, do you see
even
what I mean?
outside of the replacements, you need to put it more on the players. But like I said, because you like the players, you won't.
I do go in on some of the players.
No. Let me. You don't even know what I'm about to
I
say.
just called
Let
one
me
of my
finish the point.
midfielders fat. Like,
Yeah, because that's Fabinho. Yeah, because you like it. He's not one of your favorites.
to be
anymore.
fair, I've never been
I'm
a
saying
massive fan of
that's why
Fabinho
you don't
anyway,
criticize
so-
Salah no more, because you're a
No,
New
I do have
Testament
my
Salah.
favourites. I
That's
admit,
why
everyone has
you
their
don't. Yeah,
favourites, though.
yeah, we know you do, but you're biased towards your favorites because you won't criticize
Yeah,
a Salah or a Van
I am
Dijk.
biased towards my
Like I said,
favourites.
if these players are all this world class, I've said this, you lot overhype your players. All they needed was 2 more points to win you lot 2 league titles, and they couldn't do it. These players are not as good as you lot think they are. That's what it boils down to. These players are
I
not
know,
as good as
I
you think
admit
they
a
are.
lot of our fans do slightly overhype
No,
some
I'm
of our
talking about
players.
you.
I ain't denying
fam.
that.
I'm talking about you.
I don't overhype
you.
them.
Van Dijk,
When
you
do
overhype.
which
100%.
players have I overhyped?
Van Dijk,
When?
yes. What do you mean? When? Just pick a stream.
When have
Pick
I
a group
overhyped
chat.
Van Dijk? Van
All
Dijk's
the
my
time.
favourite player,
Van
but when have I
Dijk
overhyped?
deserves more respect, so that's overhyping him.
I think he does deserve more respect.
Okay,
But
so
that
that's
doesn't mean I'm
overhyping. That
overhyping
proves my
him.
point. Yes, that's his. Because how does he deserve more respect?
Do I
when
think he
he's-
was
when
the
he's
best
flopped?
centre back in the world? Yeah. I
How
think
does he
was.
deserve more respect when he's been a part of you lot flopping at the final hurdle so many times? If that was Spurs, we'd be talking about it's Spursy and the bottle job.
But he has
mentality.
actually won
how
stuff,
no no
innit?
no?
He's
How
actually
come when
won
it comes
stuff at the
to
end.
when it comes to your players, we don't talk about no bottle job. That word never leaves your mouth. But when it's others, it's quick. Or he's a bottler. He bottled it. How come you never mention that with your players?
Because our
You might
players
have-
have actually won stuff.
Okay, but so they've never bottled it. No, you've lost 2 league titles by 1 point.
The
Your players
Champions
never
League, they
bottled it.
bottled it. The
No.
Champions League
I'm
is-
talking league solely. Let's stick on the Premier League. How come them words never leave your mouth? Let that had been Spurs. The first words that come out, oh, they bottled it. But when it comes to your players, you don't want to do that. Because you overhype your players.
Do
They
I
lost
think we
out on-
bottled any of the title races? No, I don't think we did bottle any of
Okay,
them. We
you
did
would say
bottle
that.
last season. No one can tell me we bottled last season's title race. We weren't even top for most of it.
I don't care about that. You had 2 more points to get and failed to do so.
We
And
were,
this
we,
is
were, we
repeated.
were always playing
Has this happened
catch-up.
twice
We
now?
never
Wait,
bottled it.
so don't be playing catch up if these players are all as good as you say they are. You have all these world-class players perform at a world-class level consistently. You failed twice now doing the same thing. You failed twice. This is now a pattern. You
They
failed
did
twice.
perform at a
What are
world-class
we
level,
talking
though.
about? Say again.
A lot of them
Say
did
again?
perform at a world-class level.
Not enough because you would have won the league title. They
Come on, man. They were
performed
getting
these.
90
Ryan, do you
points.
want Ram to come in and back you up a little bit, bro?
These
They
men
would've-
were getting 90-plus points, keeping
Yes, but
8
it wasn't.
clean sheets
Did you
out
win
of
the
10
league
games
title?
and
So
stuff.
did you win the league title?
No.
Okay, so they didn't perform well enough then. Something went wrong. You failed twice at the same point, the exact same time. But again, because it's players you like, you're not going to call them bottle jobs. Let that be Spurs. The first words that are going to come out your mouth is, oh, they bottled it. First words with everything. As soon as someone fails and it's someone you don't like, oh, they're bottle jobs. But when it comes to your team and it's because it's players you like, oh, yeah, bottle jobs. Guarantee at some point you call Klopp a bottle
No,
job.
but the difference is
Put money
between
on
us
it,
and
people.
Spurs, it's like I said, our players have actually won stuff.
Yeah, you've won stuff, yeah. But just because you've won stuff doesn't mean that you can't bottle things.
I think
When
we've
did
only
that
bottled
happen?
one thing this
You know what I'm
team,
saying?
and
Yes,
that
of
was the
course you would
Champions
say
League
that.
last
You know
season.
what I'm saying? You've seen something happen twice.
I
but
don't think we
wanna call
bottled
it
the
bottling.
title races.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
think we bottled them.
Of course you're going to say that
Bowling
again
because
because you
bottled them is too harsh. We
Okay,
didn't
yeah,
bottle
yeah, again, too harsh because you like them. That's what it is, and how you feel towards them.
No, we
they
didn't.
have-
No,
you
but
could
even
argue
then,
that.
I don't even get onto Klopp for bottling the titles.
Yeah, just give it time. You know what I'm saying?
You just want him out
No,
anyway.
You just want him out anyway.
I've never said Klopp bottled them.
No, you haven't. Again, you don't listen to what I'm saying. I said that will soon come out of your mouth. I never
No,
said
it
you
won't.
said it. I
It
said it's
actually
on the way.
won't.
Guaranteed
Like,
it will. Guarantee it will at
won't.
some
It
point.
won't.
Or we bottled it in such and such a game. Like I said, because it's players you like, you're not going to criticize them for falling short. You're praising them for finishing second. Or we got 90 plus points. What do we just talk about this entire stream about England? Oh, they got to a final, they got to a semi-final, they got to a quarter-final. What's the difference? Apart from you like a set of players and you don't like a set of players. Failing's failing.
You like
at the end of the day.
Southgate?
Yeah, failing's fail. That's why you were here. That's why you were defending Southgate. Ironically, the irony of defending Southgate but criticizing Klopp, when Klopp's actually, like you've just mentioned there many a time, have won stuff. Like, come on, man.
And took a team that's underperforming and overachieved with them. Where Southgate has underperformed with a team that's capable of a lot more.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. But then they'll have all these world-class players lose out on the league title twice. But who's to blame then? I'm blaming the players. Because if Liverpool win them 2 league titles, you know who's taking the majority of the praise? The players. Van Dijk, one of the greatest. The conversation would be Van Dijk, one of the greatest centre-backs. Right? And be like, oh, he's so disrespected. He's top 5 of all time. Trent and Robbo and all this. But now when you fail, you don't want to talk about it. Now you can't have it both sides. I'm sick of this flip side and shit that people do. When a player does well or a manager does well, it's all hail them and give them all the flowers. But then when they fail, oh, we can't criticize them. Let them have won them 2 league titles. Ryan would be here right now talking about Van Dijk top 3 centre backs in Premier League history. Guaranteed. Trent best right back. Robertson best left back. The best combo we've ever seen. Alisson the best goalkeeper.
You're not ready for the smoke. I don't
Fabinho
have you.
Fabinho and Thiago.
Robertson and Trent are the best fullback pairing we've seen.
Okay, so if they're the best fullback pairing we've ever seen, which I genuinely actually agree with, that means they've underperformed.
Do you agree with that?
Yes. I can't remember a better one, to be honest. Currently, right now, no. I can't remember a better one in terms of balance. I'd have to think long and hard about it. But back to my point is, if they had won those things, you'd be here waxing lyrical about them. Waxing lyrical about Salah, Mane, and Firmino and them as a trio. If
and
they had
Klopp.
won them,
such a good front
and
three.
Klopp,
That was such a
because
good
you would have
front
you've lost. You would have had 3 league titles and 3 Champions League. Like,
couple of Champions Leagues, I'd say. I'd say 3 leagues and 2 champs.
So let's hold these players to these world class. If they're world class, let's hold them to world class standards. Then I'm tired of this babying people. If Robertson and Trent are the best fullback pairing we've ever seen,
Robertson
let's
and
hold
Trent
them to the
lost us
standard
that final last season. I get onto them for the Champions League last season.
But Bottle Job didn't come out. Yeah, all right, cool. Even though you you do now, you know what I'm saying. But you at first you tried to say it was less Trent's fault. You always try and find caveats and small.
No, I still said Trent was at fault. I said it was more Robertson.
Yeah, you said it was more Robertson. Okay, cool. Well, you are the only person that thinks that. Everyone else thinks different. But all right, cool. You always try and find these red
Robertson
herrings.
And Trent equally.
I'm saying Trent was most at fault. If he marks his man, calm.
Yeah, and if Robertson doesn't leave his position,
because he goes and presses. What's easier to mark a man or get in a press?
How would you go and press and leave your position?
What's more easy? No. What is more easy to get wrong? What marking a man who's walking forward or pressing wrong? You play football. What have you got wrong more time? That's your defenders.
It depends what position I play.
Okay, you don't play, but ask any defenders. I play a defensive position. I'll tell you, marking a man who's walking in a straight line is much easier than pressing at the wrong time. It's much easier, but again, agendas. Because you like these players. That's what that is. What are you saying, Ram? You good?
Yeah, man. I felt a bit sorry for Ryan, man. You guys are
he does this shit to himself.
He does it to himself.
You should see him in the group chat, bro.
People are like, oh, why do you one?
You
He's
don't
always
see
in the
the full
group chat, and
context.
2, he'll say dumb stuff. Like I said, if all these players Liverpool have a world class, let's hold them to a world class level. Then let's do so. And when they fail, let's not mollycoddle them and cuddle them and be like,
and
nah,
Ram,
it's
you've
all
not
right.
seen his opinions on Salah. Go have a look at the history of his opinions on Salah.
He knows.
The worst one I'd probably say is Steven Gerrard. That opinion's a bit,
What was the Gerrard?
No, I just think
I don't even know what it is.
just isn't in. With Steven Gerrard, I just don't think he's in the class of like the top midfielders. Do you get? I think he was a great midfielder, brilliant, but I don't think he's with like the Iniestas and Xavis and all that. Like,
okay.
I just don't think he's in that convo. Like, that's all it is.
Do you think Lampard's in that convo?
No.
Better than Gerrard.
Gerrard's clear of Lampard, man. Lampard's the most overrated midfielder in Premier League.
Everyone knows my opinion. For me, it's between Gerrard and Scholes. Like, Lampard ain't in the conversation.
Scholes is his own level. Like, it is what it is. But I see Lampard as clear of Gerrard.
Not for me.
But maybe in terms of eating donuts, but like it's another story.
And was Gerrard clear on balance? Definitely not. Yo,
Why
what
did
was
you say that? Why did you say that, bro? Like,
Bro,
literally.
Hey, why
No,
was
answer,
Lampard getting
answer.
praised? We're having a peaceful conversation, bro.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I
Lewis,
have,
you have to
I
Ram,
do
what
have
did you?
res-
I
I
actually
do
want to
have a
hear
lot
what
of respect for
what,
him, man.
what did you pop in to say, Ram? I actually want to hear what you have to say. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's just like,
The Klopp, are you Klopp out, by the way? Just before we get
no,
started.
no,
All right, cool. Just
no,
asking.
I'm not
Just
cop
asking.
out. Like, I think, given the fact there's no one available, you have to wait until this about 2026, because that's when I think everyone will be available and we could have the pick of the bunch. But for me, my main issue is that we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, we hear Klopp say stuff about, oh, we don't run like this. We're not that kind of club that buys all these players. But then, like, a week later, comes out and says, well, if my hands are tied, I can't really do much about it. So I can only deal with what I get dealt with. So it's just one of those things. That's why I say, bring the Arab owners along. Bring them along, and we'll see what really is about, what's going on, whether we can we're not really compete because we are kind of competing, but whether all the stuff you've been saying about we don't have the funds and we don't run like this, let's see if you can actually handle this amount of money that you're going to get, and see if you can compete with City, who have just about the same budget as them. That's why I want Arab owners. I want no excuses from anybody.
I need Arab owners. I need them.
I just want to know what's going on, because we don't know what's going on. Because when Michael Edwards left and then Julian Ward came along, now he's about to leave. Like, it's all like it all screams out that we're going to get owners sometime soon.
Yeah, because we've had too many we're having too many staff changes at the moment. Like, it's crazy. You're hearing about a new one literally every 2 days. Like, it's mad.
Exactly, and that's why I say bring them along. No excuses. I want full. How do you say, transparency on the pitch? And I feel like we're going to get it with Arab owners. But I know Ryan likes to say 1 Premier League title in however long. It is something that I don't like, because if you look back in history, like, it's cool getting 1 league title, winning everything. But I ask you guys a question. I mean, are there any tennis fans here? Because this is probably the best example.
Yeah. I am.
Who would you say is better, Andre Agassi or Pete Sampras?
Didn't Andre Agassi win everything? But Pete Sampras. Which one did Pete Sampras win? Which French Open did he?
Didn't win
I don't
French
think he won
Open.
the French Open.
So Andre Agassi's won everything. Won the Golden Grand Slam. Won Olympic medal and ATP World Tour finals. Everything possible, but only won it once. Pete Sampras didn't win the French Open, but he's won about 14 or 15 Grand Slams.
Yeah, he's won about 6 or 7 Wimbledon, something like that.
But people only remember Pete Sampras more because he's won so much. And I feel like Klopp will be Klopp will be another Andre Agassi. Well, he's won everything. That's great. But he haven't done it enough. Does it come? It does come a bit to the players, because I know Ryan Thiago's your guy, but I will say this: last season, his lack of fitness cost us.
Oh, I know his injury record stinks, man.
But
I know.
But that's the thing. That's the problem. We can't rely on him. I know.
Yeah,
he's
unreliable.
But it's just plain as simple as that. His injuries cost us the league.
Yeah,
like we drew against Chelsea.
No, it did for sure. I've always said it. If we had a fully fit Thiago, for even just a few more games in that first half of the season, we'd have won the league. But
so if a player was more available, he would have made a better thing for your team.
But that's that. I feel
we would have won the league. I'm 90%. Yeah, we would have definitely.
Yeah,
won
when I say a player's availability is important, man, want to shoot me down for that.
Oh, I've never denied that. Like,
the reason why I will never say it's a bottle job is because
it wasn't a bottle job.
Because 2018-19, it was fine margins, and we won majority of our games, but it's just that
97 points.
City were on another level. They won
the Champions League that season as well.
Yeah, they won the domestic treble. Only thing they missed out was Champions League, which was a contentious
which
VAR,
we won.
Yeah, a contentious VAR decision. So, yeah.
Yo, don't say the contentious thing, man. They deservedly got knocked out by Tottenham, man.
But that's by the by. Only time I would never forgive us is 2020, 2021. And this is where I back Klopp, because Klopp specifically said,
I agree with you here.
He wanted a centre back. He wanted a centre back, but
because Lovren had left.
The board wanted Konate, and they
Yeah.
had to pay about 40-50 million pounds to get him. But if they waited for next season, they would have got him for 35. That's where I would back Klopp, and I would have a go at the board because that cost us a lot.
Thing is, Ram, I agree with you with that season because that was Flawless will remember this. That was the first season where I started going on streams and stuff, and I remember staying with Flawless all the time.
End.
You know, shut up. You know when we went on that losing six home game losing, and I kept saying to Flawless I ain't blaming Klopp for this. Klopp ain't at fault for this and everything. I wasn't going in on Klopp. And I do agree with you. I don't blame him for that season because Lovren left that summer, and then they didn't go and buy a centre back. I remember they brought Thiago Jota that summer, and even then, even in January when we really needed a centre back, and we went and brought fucking Kabak and loan and the Ben Davis guy who never played, and it was if we'd have just gone and brought a good centre back in January, like a Konate, we could have gone on and maybe won the league because we were top at Christmas. We weren't we were still up there in January. People forget that.
Or even
we could have
Roman
gone on and done
Saiz.
something.
I think if we bought Roman Saiz in, I think we still could have done something. I know people don't rate him that much, but we didn't have a good experienced player that could do anything, and it cost us. That's why I don't want to say mitigating circumstances, but it's difficult to say that you bottled it when you playing against a side that leaves you no room for error, probably 0.5%. And that's why, look, legacy wise, people will never remember the losers. They always remember the winners.
Facts.
But I think in this context, you have to say fair play to City. They had a team. They still have a team, arguably, that you could shepherd two players in that position, and probably their B team will probably get top four. That's how good they are. We're seeing it with Arsenal. They got rid of Jesus and Zinchenko. Now look where they are. They're already starting to challenge for a league title. So, for me, I feel as though it's harsh, but as rivals, you should be saying it is what it is. Legacy wise, you would just be remembered.
You gotta be perfect to beat City.
Yeah, but rivals will never say, "Oh, you have to be perfect to beat City." They're just gonna say, "Oh, you're second. You're always second. You're glorified losers." That's it, and that's their job.
Facts, though.
And
No. The thing is, that's facts.
to be honest,
That's no. Hold up. That's facts though. That's not slander. That's facts. You are the runners up. You are the best runners up we've ever seen. That's a
There's
fact.
always context to it. There's always context to it.
You can add all the context you want, Ram. That's cool. All I'm saying is that is a fact. That's not, if you want to take it as slander or Liverpool fans do, cool. Maybe because it's coming from me, it sounds like slander. That is a fact. You lot are the best runners up we've ever seen.
Better than Arsenal.
France had a fantastic game. Yes. They played Argentina fantastically.
I say all the time, man. You lot are Super Saiyan Luigi. I say this all the time. You are the best number 2 we've ever seen. You are Robin with a multi-million-pound film and sequels and everything. You the best Robin ever.
Better runners up than Arsenal then when you had the
because you got 97 whatever. What is it? 97 points twice.
97 points and 90.
Yeah, Arsenal didn't do that. You lot also finished runners up. You man also finished great runners up in Europe as well. You were second in Club of the Year. You lot always come in second.
Hey man, we won a Champions League.
The perfect gentleman. That's you lot. You know what I'm saying? And that exceptional.
I don't know why. I don't see why you Liverpool fans are not going after Flawless for his club. This is so an obvious thing to go after him, and you just not.
Bro, they're ahead of us at the moment.
I don't know why nobody's going after Flawless. I'm not saying you should go Flawless, but I'm like, it's such an easy one
right now. The problem is you can't use context with Flawless.
We are.
You can't.
I'm just surprised that nobody's going for you.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You dismissed it. I've given you the context, but you still dismissed it.
Why did everyone turn on me just then? What happened, yo? I thought we were all boys here. You know what I'm saying? Yan with her comments and it's like, nah, actually, Lewis, you didn't. Ram talking about you can't use contacts with me. Yan talking shit. Leo making great points. You know what I'm saying? Why are you showing the weakness, man? What's wrong with you, man? You know what I'm saying? Shut up.
Because I know they won't take it. You're the floor is yours, bro. I'll give you the weapon. Are you gonna hit him with it?
No, the thing is with the context thing, what I stated was a fact. You are the greatest runners up we ever seen. That's a fact.
I agree.
I don't know
true.
why you take that as
I
slander.
agree.
There's context to it.
But
But
Yeah, that's
my
what I've
thing is,
not
I wanna
slandered
see
you by
fights.
saying that though. Why do you think that's a slander? Why do you think that's slandering when it's just the truth?
The glorified second place is like a backhanded slap. You know what I mean?
It's not
I think-
how like glorify. Are you okay? So let me ask you the question: yes or no? Are you the best runners up we've ever seen in the Premier League?
Again, that's
No,
a bit
we
of,
are.
like-
We are.
It's a bit like.
Of
it's a
course
bit
you are.
like-
We
Yeah,
definitely.
but it's
are.
like I don't think it's. I think it's one of them where you're like.
You lot have been
You
a
don't
part of
wanna
two of
be
the greatest
runners-up.
title races.
You don't wanna
Yeah,
be
you
runners
don't.
up,
Is it
but-
my fault? Was I out there playing? Am I Klopp?
I feel
Was I in a
as
Liverpool
though
shirt?
using best runners up for a team that is actually won stuff is a bit like nah. You can't. You
Yeah,
don't really work like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we should have won more than what we've got, but we
I
still
agreed.
won stuff.
Yeah,
You get
I've
what I
never
mean?
disputed. You just stated a fact. Never disputed that you won stuff. Never once have I said you haven't won anything.
Yeah,
I've never
it-
said that you
I feel
haven't won
like-
anything.
I feel like the term glorified runners up is something
You
that
said
you're
that
supposed-
term. I never said that. You made that
you,
term.
hang on a minute. You just said glorified.
I did
second
say
place.
glorified.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
No, I called you super. I said you are the best runners up ever. Something you
Yeah,
agree
the
with.
best-
I said
best runners up.
you are the Super Saiyan runners up. That's a fact.
I feel as though that sort of thing is more targeted towards a team that hasn't won a lot, hasn't won much.
No, because I would have said the same
Or
about
hasn't
Arsenal
won
and they won stuff.
anything.
I said the same about Arsenal. They before you, because I said you lot are the new Arsenal in terms of Arsenal were that great. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Arsenal only had a limitation of the FA Cup. Other than that, they had nothing.
No,
else.
but they won Premier Leagues. They won more Premier Leagues than you.
What are we
We
talking?
got
Arsenal in
Champions League, though.
2014.
I'm talking.
15,
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
Arsenal, the Wenger. When I said like that's
Oh.
what I'm saying is you are the new. What I'm saying is you are the new Arsenal. I've said this before. You are what Klopp is to Pep is what Wenger is to Fergie in terms of great competing, great to battle with, and they were great runners up too. That Arsenal side actually has a lot of the Arsenal side are part of my best ever Premier League's 11. Like your.
But would you say
Vieiras,
that
Henrys,
a lot
etc.
of those Arsenal players bottled it at like you say with our players?
When I say that, when I say they bought, no, because I don't think we was ever. I think we was always better. We had a better manager and we had a better team.
But wasn't there like a couple of seasons where they did run you close for a title and you just?
There was never a point. There was never a point in it. There's never a point. If there was a point in it twice, I actually no. The thing
but
is,
wasn't
actually,
there that
I actually don't think you
99
bottled
treble
it.
season?
Yeah,
They
it was
finished
close.
final. It was
But
a final day
again,
thing.
You just said it there. 99 treble season, the best English side in the modern era we've ever seen. They lost to the best ever.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't say that. You're a Liverpool fan. Of course you ain't
No,
gonna say
I'd say your 07-08 team was better.
It's a debate.
Nah.
It's a debate.
It's a debate, actually. You got me.
It's not a mad thing to say at all.
You smart.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't like you. Hey, you know what, Ram? Fuck you, innit? You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
I hate your team.
That was good.
07-08.
No, it was good. You know what I'm saying? It
Hey
was
man,
good.
we lost to a team that won the
But back to
domestic.
my point is, again, this is a
7-0.
point of when I said, you know, when people were talking about Ronaldo with the interview and the Piers Morgan and like when he called out the Glazers and he said, right, like, and I said it and I was like, yo, I understand the message, but wrong messenger. I get that when I'm talking about rival clubs. People don't like hearing this shit from me. If somebody else said this, it wouldn't be a problem. Why is me calling you lot the best runners up a problem?
Because
it's you. It's just
What you mean it's me? Like, I keep hearing this. What you mean? Because it's me. What kind of shit is that?
To be fair, it's
People
been the
keep
best
saying
comeback I've heard in the last 15 minutes.
People keep saying this to me. Oh, it happened. Louis also know this. This is what happens in the group chat as well. Like I'll say something and mom will go, yeah, because it's you. I'm like, what kind of shit is that?
It's true. You're just unfortunate in that way.
What kind of shit? I think
they're
this is
saying your
completely
delivery
unfair.
makes it sound like it's a diss or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. To be fair.
How can I else?
You know, if you
How
lot
I
were
sound.
white, he'd blows people on the racism card straight away.
He was legitimately.
This is crazy. Like I said, but that don't take away from what Klopp did, what Liverpool did. I've said this. Did I not just say you lot are the best? Like you have the best fullback pairing I've personally ever seen. I've said this.
Yeah, you know,
I
you
think
said
Trent's
that, you know,
I've said
yeah.
Trent's the best right back. I think Van Dijk is probably 6 to 10 in terms of fullbacks. You know what I'm saying? I think Fabinho
Centre
in
back.
centre
You know
back.
what
Sorry.
I think though?
Like
I
Fabinho's
think
one of the best DMs we've
Oh,
ever
no,
seen in the
forget
Premier League.
Fabinho, man. Nah, man.
No, I'm talking
When
about
he
in his
had
prime,
legs.
man. Not
When he had
now. I'm saying in
legs.
his
No,
prime.
his prime
Yeah.
was overrated. Fabinho's
you were
prime
saying he was
overrated.
better than Rodri.
But I never said that. I never
Wait,
ever said that.
I
Don't
swear
I'll tell
you
you
said
what,
that.
This
I have to
fucking
come
guy,
clean.
yeah.
I have
Swear
to
you
come
were saying
clean.
that.
I used to have a lot of slander for Rodri. When he first came in,
What?
I had a
Rodrigo?
lot of slander
No
for
way.
him.
Nah, to be fair, Rodri's first
Whiny
season
little
at City
bitch.
was
Yeah,
a
no,
bit
the
fraudulent,
first
to be
season
fair.
he wasn't.
His first
Cause-
season was a bit fraudulent, but like
I kind of
don't
knew
know.
how good he
Fabinho,
was.
man, we'd be better off with like Phil Mitchell in midfield, man. Like, let's be real, man.
Come on, let's go.
He's useless.
What?
Fabinho is useless, man.
No,
I
but I'm
prefer
saying no,
Henderson over him.
Ryan. But you're missing the
Fabinho.
point. I'm not saying Fabinho
Yeah.
now. I'm talking Fabinho in his prime years,
Yeah,
like when Liverpool
Fabinho
were
in
good.
his
I'm talking
prime
prime
was
years.
overrated as well,
He was
man.
your best
Thiago
midfielder.
Tax,
He
don't
You were
worry.
was-
banging
was-
on about
He
him on
wait.
this
No,
show.
Here's how we get Ryan. He carried the midfielder who you said is now costing Thiago. He carried that midfielder who you don't rate. Make that make sense. So how come
That's
Fabinho?
true.
Wait. No. How come Fabinho
That's-
could carry Henderson but Thiago can't?
Oh,
Thiago was carried. He's carried both of them. Thiago
Okay, what's he carried you
both of
to?
them.
What's he carried you to?
FA Cup.
Okay, what did Fabinho carry you to?
He didn't carry us to anything.
What did Fabinho carry your midfield
He had
to?
1.5 good seasons. At
What
the
did
club.
Fabinho answer the question? What did Fabinho carry your team? Because you said this. These are what again. I'm using what you said exactly on this stream. You said the reason you can't perform Thiago is carrying Henderson. Fabinho, who you now is saying is overrated, was a part of that midfield with Henderson, who you don't rate. And Henderson tax is so hefty. So how come Fabinho could handle it? How come Fabinho could handle
You
it?
didn't
Thiago
rate
can't?
Ryan. You didn't rate Wijnaldum, did you?
No, of course he
No.
didn't. You know this. So he carried two midfielders you don't rate.
Now they're
And yet his
legs,
prime's
man. They were like
overrated.
legs. That was enough.
No.
for the Klopp
Don't
system,
give me
man.
the legs.
It was a system thing, bro. It was a system thing.
Bro, you
Because
always
they all had
find an
legs.
excuse. Whatever is in your head, it's
But Ryan,
agenda. It's
I'll tell you
agenda.
what,
We know
if
it's a
it was-
thing is
thing.
we know it's a system thing, but we still have to give Fabinho
Ryan,
his
if it-
credit for what he
if-
did.
If it
No,
weren't
he was
for
good in it. He
Fabinho,
was
we
good,
wouldn't
but he
have
gets
beaten Barca.
overhyped. That's what
Oh,
he's
he
the
was
one who
good.
gets overhyped.
Even though
If
he
it-
was a part of a
I'd say-
midfield trio. Before you go, Ram, he was a part of a midfield trio with two midfielders you don't rate at all.
Bro, they had their job in the system and their attributes suited
But
it.
you don't rate. No. Forget the job. You
I don't rate
rate
them as
them at all.
footballers. No, I don't.
You don't.
I don't
No.
as
You don't rate them
footballers.
generally. So like we can't take away. That gives Fabinho more credit. The same way you want to credit Van Dijk for playing next to Lovren.
Nah,
and
the
winning
reason
stuff.
why I give Thiago
No.
more
What's the
credit is
difference?
'cause the
No.
system's changed
Hold
from
up.
then slightly.
What? No. What's the difference? The same way you want to credit Van Dijk for playing next to Lovren. You know what I'm saying? But is that not a system?
Hey,
thing?
more next to Gomez, innit? No more
All
next
right,
to
Gomez, who you don't rate. The list goes on.
I don't rate
You know what I'm
Gomez
saying?
at all.
See what I'm saying? This guy with agendas.
Big up Van Dijk,
Fabinho
man.
plays
Win
next to-
a league
Fabinho-
with 99 points with Joe Gomez. next
Fabinho,
to
no.
the majority of
Fabinho
the
plays
season.
in
I mean,
in
you
a
have a
midfield
part
with
to
two
play in that,
midfielders
man.
you don't. No, Fabinho plays in a midfield with two midfielders you don't rate, and you don't want to give
I don't know
Fabinho
why you
credit.
keep trying flawless. It ain't
This
gonna
is that.
work.
You know what? Content in it. You know what I'm saying in that? Because people know what
Fair.
I'm saying.
I just wanted to slander Rodri for a bit.
Yeah, hey, fuck Rodri. You know what I'm saying? Hold that. You know
don't be
what I'm saying?
Nah,
slandering
Rodri,
What
the
hell?
DM
What
with no
do you think
Champions
this
League.
is?
Yeah, calm.
No, what
Sure.
it is, you know his whingey little comments he had against what is it, Morocco?
I didn't
Was it
even
Morocco?
think of
No, it might have been
Yeah.
Morocco or Japan, one of them.
When Spain got knocked out and he was like,
Oh, yeah,
we
the
don't
Rodri
deserve
little
his
bit,
one little
yeah.
comment. I just want to pull something up, Lewis, if you don't mind. Again, it's something I was going to bring up earlier.
Rodri's
He
a
was doing
sore
the same
loser, I
shit
can't
to
lie.
us. The same shit to us when we beat them 5-2. He was playing the exact again. It's just this was 2020, but he still is what he goes. Leicester were lucky to blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, "We don't like." Again, football's not being fair on us. We deserve many things. We play. It's just like shut the fuck up, bruv. You want to just hold that L and that's it. But he just keeps whinging and moaning and like he just again. I think he's a great player, but mentality, man.
No, he's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player.
He's a
but-
B-Tech Xabi Alonso, bro.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Xabi
we're
Alonso's
not
a player, but-
slandering.
Wow, let's go.
We're
Let's
not
go. Rodri
slandering
slander. Let's go. Let's go,
We're
Ram.
not doing
You're my
that.
G now,
We're not
Ram.
doing
My
that.
guy.
Go back to
Hey, Ram,
slandering
carry on.
Thiago. I'm cool with
All
that.
I'm saying is none of your DMs have ever held this, so they can all hold that. But it is what it is.
What is
I mean,
that?
my centre backs held that. My
That's
centre
what you
backs held that.
Oh,
no,
I'll
that
go with
guy
centre
left
back
years
as
ago.
That's
UEFA
the UEFA Player of the Year award.
Hey, Lewis, my centre backs held that.
all
Bro.
of you,
It's all right.
all
You
your
got
centre,
Your centre.
all your centre
your
backs.
fans
are
don't
UEFA
even rate.
Men's
You people
Player
on
of the
stream
Year
don't
in
even
the
rate
table.
it.
Good
You'd bring on your
comeback,
show.
bro. I'll give you that.
No, but
Well,
Jan, Flawless, Lewis, Neil,
What's
tell
this?
your centre backs to put their UEFA Men Player of the Year awards on the table, man.
You wait
Fine,
for
tell
what?
your
Player out there.
midfielders to put it on the table.
You wait for what?
No,
Lewis,
UEFA Men
wait,
Player of
Player of
the
the
Year.
Year award.
You
Lewis,
wait.
did Chris-
Wait. What?
Lewis, did Christensen play?
What is he
Did
talking
Christensen
about?
ever win that
What?
award?
Yeah, did Christensen ever win that?
Hey,
Lewis?
don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that, because Christensen literally cost you the title last season, so I don't even want to hear that.
Nah, we did that to ourselves, bro. Calm.
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
man,
2
that was-
points. You lost at Anfield, and my guy was the reason behind it, bruv. So we still
No,
stay.
calm. We did that ourselves.
Yo, Flawless, what were you saying though?
Oh, look
The-
at him
the
change
what?
the subject.
The
Bring it
what?
back up,
What
Lewis.
was it?
Stop, keep
What
looking at him.
award?
UEFA Men Player of the Year.
Okay, I didn't even know that
Van
existed.
Dijk, Van Dijk won that in 2019.
Yeah.
What a player,
Well,
man.
back-to-back
Yeah,
league
you don't
titles for
rate
Van
him.
Dijk.
Now
Yeah.
it's been a couple of
Van
years, and now
Dijk,
you're like,
I
"Oh,
rate Van Dijk. Van Dijk's my favorite player.
of all
Yeah,
time."
that's why I don't slander him.
No, not of all time. Not of all time. Favorite player in the team right now.
You know what I
Club.
love?
He's been
I
not very
love-
good this season, to be honest. So
He's been shite this season.
At
He's still
least-
my favorite player in the
at
who's at
least-
the club like right now, innit?
At least my
Hey, do you
boy
agree
is
with
performing this
do you agree with
season.
that, Ram? Do you think Van Dijk's been shite this season?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can't deny it.
I'm just asking. I'm
He's
just why? I'm
terrible.
just asking questions because
like
if I
Gordon
say it,
Van
it's
Delegate,
you
bro.
hating. It sounds bad coming from you. So I thought, let me ask the reasonable,
Fools, most of our
logical,
players
sensible
this
Liverpool
season,
fan.
Oh, no, but
That
Forrest,
makes sense.
Forrest, It
Most
don't,
of our
it
But
players
don't
but it's
sound
Klopp's
nice when
fault.
a
Klopp
rival
out.
says it. It
Say
don't
that again?
sound nice when a rival says it. It doesn't.
Well, it's
You'd
all
rather-
about is it the truth? That's all it matters. Is it
But
the
the truth-
truth?
Nah, I need to revise this statement. Truth hurts. The
Go on.
truth only hurts when you hear it from someone you don't want to hear it from.
So that's you, Flawless.
It's cool.
Why do you want to hear? Like, I don't. Whatever in it. I think you lot are just mean personally in it, but we move. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
because you're a United fan. We don't want to hear United fans say whatever bad stuff.
But
They'd
I
rather
praise.
hear-
I also praise you lot though. Still, I praise
Yeah,
you.
You
true,
never
that-
praise us. You never give Liverpool.
No, I never
well,
praise you, fam. You know what I'm
always
saying? I
the
praise your football
victim.
team.
When do you
I'll
praise
praise
our
you.
football team?
Yo, did I not just say that your fullbacks are the
I'll
best
do-
fairy pairing I've ever seen?
Right. I'll do this.
You said that one
Flawless.
thing. You said that one
Flawless,
thing.
do you rate Alisson as the best, one of the best goalkeepers in the world?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
There
absolutely.
you go. That's enough. That's
He's
My
enough.
goalkeeper.
super
That's
impressive.
been our
Every-
only good player this season.
Every time I
Is
watch
that your
him,
guy, Ram?
That's my
every-
guy.
every
brother.
time-
When's the-
every time I watch him, I've been
What's that?
impressed.
Right,
He's just like,
since 2018-19, I've got his kit, man. That's my
yeah,
guy.
what do you mean?
right
Yo,
there.
you know,
Lyman, that's the
yesterday,
2022
you know,
kit, man.
Is
I
he
think
Don't
number
lie.
we
That's what I'm saying.
13? Is he
Huh?
not number 1?
That was his first. That's
Nah,
when he
that
first
was his
joined.
first season. His first season.
Right. Okay.
I had.
No
stock
way, man. He's
since
probably
the
number
start,
one in
man.
Ryan's eyes, innit? In our right, Ryan. Innit?
Along with
in what way are
Kane,
you talking about? If you're
I don't
asking
know,
me,
like the
is he
Harry
the
Kane
best
way?
keeper in the
Don Joe
world, then yeah,
Shelby.
he
No,
is.
like the Harry Kane way. Same thing.
Oh no, not like that. I'm saying he's the best.
Oh, that's the
goalkeeper
Harry
in the
Kane's
world,
different.
and
All right,
for me, it's not a
first.
debate.
I think the reason why I hate this. I hate some
I
of
think
these
he's one of the
players.
best of all time in it, but people will get onto me for saying that.
No, you
we
know
get
what?
onto you
You
for
know
your dead
what?
opinions, bruv. Don't worry.
No.
He's one
You
of the
know
best
what?
keepers I've ever seen.
This is my
Unreal.
agenda coming in, right? But I think ability-wise, he's there, but he just hasn't won the trophies, and his team's letting him down. Simple as that.
No,
And
to be fair, he's right. Alisson did bowl anything last year. Alisson was our best fucking player last season. That's a fact.
All right, relax. All right,
Like,
Like
relax,
if
big man.
if you have like an expected goal, like
How-
equivalent of
He saved
16,
7 expected
Ram,
goals.
how many seasons has he been at Liverpool now?
He's
total.
been at
this
4.
is his fifth season. Fifth
No,
season.
I think
this
he's
is-
quality. I think it's just I think it's just time. That's all it is. How old is
He's
he?
got
full
time on
season.
his side anyway. He's still young for a goalkeeper.
No.
How old
I'd
is he?
say he's just turned
31.
30.
31. Oh,
Okay,
30.
so he's got time. When I say time, I'm talking about just like what I've seen so far is quality. Like
But-
if he
but
continues at
Flawless.
this rate, he's one of the best goalkeepers I've ever seen.
I'd say
Easy.
this: Brazilian goalkeepers tend to fall off a cliff after they hit 32. Julio Cesar's one, Dida's another one. They normally fall off.
Dida did
after
And he's
fall off
that.
better
a
than
cliff.
both of them.
No, yeah,
Dida
he
fell
could,
off
but
a
there's
cliff.
also the
Right.
case of he might fall off because
Nah,
it's just
man,
a
he
thing.
won't, man. He's too good. I remember walking out of that Southampton game where he did those 3 mad saves second half, and I just thought to myself, "There's no weakness in this guy's game as a goalkeeper. Like it's ridiculous. I can't think of any weakness in his
Only
game.
problem he has is that he
Only
hasn't
problem
won
is
enough.
he's a bit complacent when with the ball at his feet at times. He takes too much time sometimes. Sometimes doesn't know
true.
when he's going to get caught. So
The only, in terms of legacy wise, only thing that costs him is hasn't won enough. But that's down to the team rather than him because only a goalkeeper
Yeah, facts.
can
Down
do
to
so
Liverpool
much.
and that, innit? And Klopp.
That's why I kind of get mad at my team because certain players like your Van Dijk, your Salahs, and your people like that, and Alisson, they will suffer. Their career will suffer because these guys like Ali, I feel like ability wise, Ali you could put on the levels of with Petr Cech, Peter Schmeichel, and people like that. But it will sound mad because he hasn't won enough. He hasn't won the amount of volume of trophies that those men have won. So it's like it sounds mad, but if you take into account his ability, sure, yeah, you could put him up there. But they don't care about ability; they only care about legacy.
Now, as someone who's seen the goalkeepers you mentioned there, he's up there. Like in terms of, well, actually, let me rephrase that. He could be. It's just now I need to see.
More.
I think he's still.
It's just a time thing. That I'm not a shot at
level.
him. Yeah, I just need to, like, if he has another 4 years like this and say, you know, I don't know, pick up another couple of league titles, maybe a champ, some others. He's up there. For when I've watched him, I'm like,
But
but
that's
he's
what
very
he's
good.
saying, Flawless. He's saying that
Hmm.
if you like at the end of the career, say he wins nothing else, say
Yeah.
he's great, but he wins nothing else, then if you say I'm going to put Alisson up there with goalkeepers that have won 6, 7, 8 league titles, 2, 3 Champions League, stuff like that, people will say it's crazy to compare them. But he's saying them
In
as
terms of
players,
ability and level.
yeah, in terms of how good they are,
Yeah, that's fair.
he is up there.
Yeah, a
But
bit like
people
Steven
will
Gerrard and
compare it
Frank
based
Lampard,
on.
isn't it?
So you've
Well,
got
people will hate.
Like Steven Gerrard's played that bum.
Surprisingly, like, I'm not gonna go with what Ryan's saying, but surprisingly, I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? I've said that, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to the overall greatness category, I think that ship has sailed because he's a late bloomer. He came about when he's around about 27. And you're talking about Buffon.
Goalkeepers could go on longer though. So
it's more Van Dijk. It's more
but I'm talking. If you're talking about greatness of goalkeepers, like Buffon's done it for when he's an outlier. Casillas started when he was about 18 and ended around about 32. I think Alisson, the max you can get is 10. You know, that the max I say.
I say Casillas was overrated in it, but people don't want to hear it.
Who was overrated?
Nobody
else. Casillas.
Who? Do you know what? Surprisingly, I actually agree with. Surprisingly, I actually agree with you.
Yeah,
I actually agree with him.
He's not in my top 5 of all time.
Agreed.
Same.
Yeah, him and Valdez. Neither
Valdez
of them
is
make
the
my
most
top 5.
Valdez, I agree with, but like
Valdez is the most overrated one.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's a quality goalkeeper.
Valdez
He
is
just
the
my
Barca
top
Reds.
5. Like my top 5 is stacked. That's all that is. And my top 5 is stacked when you asking me about goalkeepers.
check make it.
Of course.
Nice.
Check was
I don't hate. Arguably the best goalkeeper we've ever seen in the Premier League. You can argue that.
I don't.
100%. I don't like. I'll run bants and jokes about rivals, but like especially after they're gone, I'll give them flowers. Like as soon as Aguero left, I was like, I can praise this guy.
I'm just waiting
as soon
for
as Xavi Alonso
Saka to
left.
leave.
Yeah, man. As soon as Xavi Alonso left Liverpool, I was like, all right, cool. I can actually give
Did
him
you
his props
praise
now.
Aguero? I must have
When he
missed
left,
it.
yeah.
That's so nice.
I mean,
Until Aguero left, he was a dickhead.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't stand him.
I don't care if he bagged a hat-trick a season on my clubs. I still hated his arse.
Couldn't stand him.
To tell Aguero to put his Anfield goals on the table.
Oh, shut up, man.
I
The
saw him
guy's
score
got
that
one of the
over,
best
though.
goals
He
I've
never.
ever seen.
Aguero
Aguero
doing
never
his
All right,
best
he put his trophies
Algerian
on the table
buzz
when you
table
guys came
today was
runners up.
hilarious.
It was known.
Hey,
Aguero
you can't,
never scored at
Neil, you
Anfield.
can't say Liverpool will run us up, yo. That's not
But I
right.
swear he scored so
It might
many
be
goals
okay from
against
you, though.
us.
It might be
Yeah,
okay
it was
from
always
you.
at the empty. I thought it was.
He's
never
not
at
listening
Anfield.
anyway.
Yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
all right
matter.
from you,
He
but
did
when
what
I
he
say
needed.
it's an issue, Neil, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not bothered. Nobody comes
But
for
to
me
be
anyway.
fair, you know what Ram was saying about Alisson being a late bloomer. I think that's not. I think that's more of a case with Van Dijk rather than Alisson, because Alisson, he's still young for a keeper, innit? Van Dijk's only got 3 more years than top level.
But Ryan, I'm talking about the overall
That's
context
mad.
of the great goalkeepers. I'm talking about your Khans, your Neuers.
I still think he
your
can.
people like
I still think he's capable of it. I'll be honest. I think he's got enough time for it. Van der Sar went on till he was about 40 or something, didn't he? Like, yeah,
Van der
I
Sar
still
was
think.
I think that ship has sailed, man.
I think
it's just-
it has for Van Dijk. I don't think it has for Alisson.
Fair enough.
Because,
Yeah, maybe.
because you don't have to be playing out from the back. You can just be a great shot stopper. And
But
what a
Alisson
keeper
does
does.
both. Alisson does both. That's the thing.
Yeah. But
I'm saying once potentially wants to get older and they're less dynamic, you can still fall back on the basics, which is still
Yeah.
saving, shot stopping in front of goal. If a goalkeeper loses that, then he's finished.
I think longevity plays a part. I think that's why.
I think Neuer's the best keeper I've seen in it. Like, that's just the best. That's my like goalkeeper in it. But
Big Pete, man.
I never saw.
Michael, I hear you, fam. I hear you. I hear you.
He's 5th for me.
I'm too young to have seen Schmeichel. I never saw him.
Yeah,
Schmeichel would have been a second for me. He'd have been second.
Schmeichel, yeah,
Nah.
like if you're talking like best goalkeepers of all, Schmeichel's
Nah.
Schmeichel's definitely up there.
Schmeichel's ahead of Czech.
Van der
because he's
Sar's
got
up
that
there.
Euros.
Czech's up
Nah,
there.
Schmeichel ain't ahead of Czech. It's
Yeah,
tight,
he
but
is.
I wouldn't say that.
Nah, he is. He's got Euros.
Hmm?
He's
What?
won the Euros
Oh,
with Denmark.
okay, but in terms of ability, like, Well,
Oh, I
because
thought.
that's
Oh,
the
you took ability.
difference.
Then yeah.
If you're
He's
talking
not got-
trophies, then yeah, that's one thing he hasn't got. He hasn't
I'm
got
talking
any.
overall, like legacy, ability, everything like that. And I'd say just.
If you're saying overall legacy, then I could hear it. I could hear it. Because like that Denmark achievement is a fucking madness. No one even. I swear their captain even fucked off the whole tournament because he didn't think that they were going to win.
Van Hooijdonk. Yeah, their best player.
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
be the
Laudrup.
best player or captain. One or the
Was it
other.
not? Was it not Van? Was it
I
not
thought
Van
it was
Hooijdonk? Oh, was it Laudrup? I stand corrected.
No, Brian, not Michael. Brian.
Oh, it's Brian Laudrup. It was his bro,
younger
innit?
brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where am I thinking? Oh no, it was Nottingham Forest. Never mind. Nottingham Forest. I think Van Hooijdonk refused to play for some bullshit.
It's all right. They're irrelevant as well.
Well, that's my
Yeah,
dad's
Gilly
team,
brought this
bruv.
up and it was ridiculous. He holds the
Hey,
record
Ram,
for
hold
the
up.
best. Is that expected save percentage? I don't know what the stat is, but first.
Can I
third,
ask
and fourth
Ram a
in his
question?
category
Actually?
is
Absolutely not.
ridiculous.
No, we don't want to
Oh,
hear from you. No.
It's a Liverpool related question because I was thinking this the other day. I was
Ram's
having
like,
like
"Oh,
a
this
debate with myself pretty much in it, and like a couple of days ago.
Who starts
I was
the
thinking.
conversation with I'm a
What, arguing with
schizophrenic?
yourself?
No, I was just thinking it in my mind. Like I was debating. I need to ask this
Ryan's
to Ram.
mind. Fuck you know. You know what I'm saying?
Who's the best signing?
John
in the
Joe
club?
Shelby
I can't
better
even
than
agree with
Xavi?
you, bro. How does that even make sense?
You don't agree with himself.
Who's our best signing?
Because I would say it's either three, isn't it? It's either Van Dijk, Salah, or Alisson in it. It's one of those three. Like,
So
It's actually Jurgen Klopp.
no, I'm saying under Klopp. I'm saying best signing under Klopp.
No,
Player.
legit. It might actually be Jurgen Klopp as your best
what is
signing.
him re-signing the contract?
I'm talking player. Man,
I'm being real. I genuinely think that Jurgen Klopp might be your best ever signing.
Yeah, but I mean,
Not to Ryan.
in the modern era, maybe, but we're talking players, so it is what it is. I think for me, I think you're right. Is those three, but for me, it would be Alisson because he just took us another level.
Thing is, I can hear an argument for any of the three in it. I'd go Van Dijk personally because I think when he signed, I think he had the biggest impact of any of those three. Do you get what I mean? Like I think each of them had their impact, but I think he had the biggest. Do you get what I mean?
Hey, get bro.
Man.
Yeah, big up,
Okay.
Neil,
Yeah,
man. Big up.
Nice to meet you, Ram, as well.
Nice to meet you as well, man. See you later.
Yeah, big up, Neil. But you remember, Ram, like, obviously Virgil isn't the same as what he was, but before that injury, like, his peak level was a joke. Like, people like to get onto him, but his peak level was a joke.
Bias, man. There's a lot of bias in what I just said. This is
Oh,
my
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I know he's your favourite, yeah.
This is my guy. That's my
No
guy.
lie, people get onto me about Van Dijk, but like for saying this, but I legit think Van Dijk. Bear in mind, I didn't see like Maldini, Nesta, all these. Peak Van Dijk for those 2 seasons is the best centre back I've ever seen. But I'm only 22 in it. I'm 22. I'm saying peak Van Dijk is the best that I've seen.
Oh yeah. I mean, like you could.
Oh, sorry, that was a glitch.
Peak Van Dijk was a joke.
Nah, I'd say that. I'd say peak Van because obviously, if you look at the rankings of players that he was in, like he was so close to Messi. I think it was about 3 votes he was off of Messi.
He was about 3 votes off Messi, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say the individual season 2018-19.
2018-19 Van Dijk is the best I've seen.
I think we had a defense of conceding only like 27, 24 goals.
No,
So
we
it's
conceded less than that. I think we conceded 22 in the
fucking
league.
Liverpool loving and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Van Dijk. Oh, he's only conceded 20. This is disgusting, yo. Ram, you're my guy. I like you in it, but this is enough. Yeah. This ain't it, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Ram, you're my guy in it.
Van Dijk comp.
You're a Liverpool fan and that, but you're my guy. I know you too Hollywood for me now, but yo, you're still my guy.
Allow it, man.
Nah, but Ram, I watched the Van Dijk comp the other day of like 18, 19. Oh my, I had tears in my eyes, man. Like this guy was so
did
good.
he get you emotional?
So emotional, bro.
Talk about
18, 19 Van Dijk is the best I've ever seen. Best centre back I've seen. Bear in mind, I'm 22 in it.
Yeah,
I'm 22.
Yeah, you're 22.
18, 19 Van Dijk is the best I've seen. I don't care what anyone says.
I'd say
you're 22. That makes sense why
yeah,
you
exactly. He's better than any centre back I've seen. Like 18, 19.
Definitely better than Jamie Carragher and Skill.
Those 2 seasons of Van Dijk where he won the champs and Premier League, I've never seen anything like that. It was a joke.
I'd say this, Ryan. I think Van Dijk made us a world-class team.
I agree.
Alisson
took us
took
to
us to winning trophies.
Yeah, exactly. Alisson took us from competing for them to actually getting over the line in some of them. That's what,
Yeah, and I think overall consistency does play a part, and obviously Alisson's kept it up. Even in his worst season, man scored a goal. So like,
Yeah, man
you
scored the
you-
winning goal against West Brom,
you can
man.
give him a buy.
Most dramatic moment in Premier League history. Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
that.
And he's up there with like Schmeichel because I think those two are the only goalkeepers that scored.
That scored,
that
yeah.
are at
I
that
think-
level.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for me. For me, is Alisson, man. But I'm still
Take
gonna
me back to those days we were winning the Champions League and Premier League, man.
Well,
I might
take you
watch
back to
highlights.
those long
of it.
days
I
in
might watch after
2019.
this stream. I might watch highlights of the trophy.
days.
list.
I
still
reminiscing.
gonna-
He sounds like me talking about the 90s or 08 or some shit. Yo, we talking 2 years ago. I'm saying that. This guy's talking about 2 years
after this
ago.
stream, legit.
Believe I hear
After
this, but
stream,
it's a bit
legit.
too far back for probably me and Ryan to even say anything.
Yeah, I'm saying from what I've seen because I'm only 22. I never saw
Nester's
Nesta.
up there. Nester's
Nester's
up there.
I never saw
Nester's
Nesta,
one
so
of
I
the
can't
best
say.
centre backs ever.
I think I only saw Nesta in like 2007, 08.
Mm.
That was like,
Yeah, I would just seen him to the twilight of his career.
yeah.
But literally after this stream, I'm gonna go and watch the highlights of the Champions League final.
Shed a tear,
Watch
yeah?
the trophy list. Watch the Premier League trophy list. I'm just gonna.
Why, it's
yeah,
only
I'm gonna
30 seconds long.
Aye. Nah, but Ryan, I tell you,
I'll be replaying it. I'll
against
be
Tottenham.
refreshing the video.
Sky
I'll be
got it on a
replaying
loop.
it, man.
Sky
Rewinding
got
it
it
on
on a
loop, innit? It'll be on loop.
Got a
man.
loop, yo.
now you can just go for the extended
Watch
highlights, man.
Istanbul if you want a real final. Anything against Tottenham don't count. Come on, we know this.
Hey man,
3
hey man.
points.
City got knocked out by him that season, man. Allow it.
Yeah, big up Stevie,
got
man.
robbed. Different.
That was a 2-game tournament. And bottle job
Huh?
v bottle job, so I can't say too
What do you
much.
mean 2-game tournament?
Well, I mean, sorry, 2 legs. 2 legs.
Oh, 2 legs.
Know that.
Yeah. How do you lose to Spurs over 2 legs, man? How's that possible?
Oh, is that to Jan?
Aguero
Yeah.
missed the penalty in the first
Spurs
leg.
over 2
You're
legs.
trying to rattle me like you haven't lost the last final you played in. So why don't you watch the highlights?
At least that was against
hold
Real
that.
Madrid.
Nah,
At least that was against Real Madrid, the king
Nah,
of
Jan
football.
is still
Yeah, got you.
drinking-
She just hit you with that. Yeah, yo.
Jan is still
Hey,
drinking
we're
that
only
Julian
10, we're
Alvarez
only 10
stuff, man.
points behind you in the league. We're coming. Don't
That was
worry.
good.
We're coming.
That was
Yeah,
good.
That's
man.
that picture's just as shameless as Aguero today. That one.
Well, what do you mean? Eden has was actually part of the squad.
Yan,
Yeah,
Yan,
just
Yan,
about.
Yan,
Jan,
Yan,
You have the
Yan.
same.
Name of the
Aguero
show.
was a fan.
Yeah, name of the show. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Name of the show. Name of this show. Come on.
What?
Who created it? Name of this show that we're on right now.
Oh,
Shameless.
it's
currently live.
shameless. Yeah, that's
My
shameless.
God,
That.
yeah. Jesus.
Shut up, you prick.
Do you know what Aguero's Champions League
Hey,
legacy
Ram, don't
is?
laugh.
2 moments,
That shit
yeah?
funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Don't
yo,
laugh.
flawless.
Supposed to defend, man, innit? I thought we were boys.
Flawless.
No, you lot do like nice, you know.
It's just the
You're
timing.
flawless,
of
you
it,
know,
innit?
flawless.
Just straight off the bat, it's just
I
like,
thought we were boys, man. You know what I'm saying? What you saying, Ryan? Before I,
You know,
before I dip, go on.
Aguero's Champions League legacy, yeah, is summed up in 2 moments. Him crying
Oh.
at the end of the final and the offside against Tottenham. That's
Yeah,
Aguero's
that is-
Champions League legacy.
Sergio.
Hold that, Jan. Hold that.
He
Sergio.
wasn't the one that scored that.
Sergio.
Yo.
Sergio.
Sergio. Hey, big up the chat though. I'm out. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff.
Out like City.
Yo, Lewis, you're
Champions
mute, you're
League
mute,
legacy,
you're mute.
yeah, can't.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say we are about to wrap up in a minute or so anyway. But
Yeah,
guys,
I'm gonna start this
don't.
live.
Yeah, no worries, flawless. You head
Big
off.
up,
You
big
do
up.
your thing.
Yeah, big up.
Fata says, I can't lie. Roy Keane might be spitting about that dance. He is not spitting about shit, so we're not even.
Yeah,
gonna
Roy
delve
Keane chat
into
shit
that.
still.
Yeah, and if anything, he was only saying that just to get clicks. I don't believe he even meant that.
I
Shit.
mean, do you believe in the Mason Mount prop though?
What Mason? What Mount prop? What did he say now? What?
Did he compare him to like Paul Scholes or something?
Shit, yeah, he did years ago. I remember that.
Because I think it's like all I hear Chelsea fans that love Mount go off of, oh, he compared him to Paul Scholes. And like when he was at Eredivisie, he was tearing it up, and people compared him to like Johan Cruyff and shit like that. I'm like, bro, you're bugging. You're bugging.
Guys, he's nowhere near any of that, and we're definitely not running fucking Mount Scholes prop right now. Forget that shit.
Didn't you hear? Wait, who was it on Talk Sport who said they'd take Mount over Neymar?
Bro, Jason Cundy.
Jason Cundy. I know
The
what
Chelsea
he was
fan.
trying to say, but it was still wrong. It was still wrong.
Yeah.
He was just trying to say he'd
Neymar.
rather a hard worker than someone you have to build the team
He'd
around.
rather a
And it's
passion
still wrong with
merchant,
that.
basically.
And that is the mentality. That is why we're in 8th place.
I was
So,
going to say something about Chelsea,
No.
but I'll save it for another show, innit?
No, you can say it quickly before we end off. That's fine.
Nah, because it's a long. I just like it's when I deep it about Chelsea. It was when I was listening to the Newcastle Chelsea game on the radio, innit, on the way back from the Liverpool game, and I heard a front three of Gallagher, Mount, and Brozier. I was like, I can't believe this is Chelsea now, because this is going to be a compliment to Chelsea. Growing up, Chelsea were always the team that were always kind of the ones that people had the most highest standards. Do you get what I mean? As a club, both the fans and the club itself had the highest standards. You always had the great players at the club, you know, the big players, the big game players, always up there winning trophies pretty much every year. It would always be, oh, Chelsea, they were just winning trophies and no one batted an eyelid because it was just normal for them. But now I look at them and I'm hearing them say stuff like, oh, give him time, it's a process and stuff. And I just thought to myself, I would never have heard this from a Chelsea fan years ago, you know, from Chelsea as a club. Like,
right, yeah, but there is a reason for it. And I'm only
I admit there's a reason.
Oh, patience bollocks for one season.
There's one word that defines all this. Cobham.
Cobham is the biggest thing. I agree.
Well, no, I have a lot of respect for Cobham. Like, I think in terms of youth academy, one of the best.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good.
But it's not like La Masia where you have like a conveyor belt of just talented players coming through. Like, you have to bleed.
You got a conveyor belt of roadrunners. Completely different. But look, I understand it. And the standards thing, to me personally, is only gone for this season. Because it's not a problem with the manager, it's the squad. I do not rate this squad. I do not believe this squad could make top 4. If you gave them even fucking Guardiola, they wouldn't make top 4. They're not good enough. They're not cohesive enough. It needs to be ripped apart and it needs to start again. So for the rest of the season, don't fear Chelsea. We ain't serious. And whatever happens is whatever happens.
Now, Lewis, you got the minerals. You got Chalobah, you got Reece James, you got Mason Mount,
hey,
Gallagher.
You until you got to Mount, you were actually spitting. Chalobah and James are the two I'll give time and everything. But it's Chalobah, James, Kovacic, and Silva.
Now forget Guardiola, bro. Forget him, man. You can just bring in Levi Colville, man. He'll sort everything out, man.
Bring both. I've seen that debate already, and that was a stinky debate. People trying to say Levi Colville.
Oh, is this Colwell and Vardiel?
And you got Harvey Vale, and you got Lewis Hall. Like, you're sorted.
Hey, Lewis Hall's all right, but even then, it's like our only creative outlet in the last 5 games is a fucking 19-year-old that we're playing out of position at wing back. Says a fucking lot about the team, and this is why we're not finishing anywhere in the top 4. And it's whatever. But give Potter the January and the summer to rebuild, bring in players, and we'll see what happens next season. Then we can start pretending to be a serious club again. Right now, we ain't shit. And
what do you think of Nkunku?
Nice signing. Doesn't change anything until we sort our midfield.
Now, Lewis,
are you worried about the Bundesliga tax? Because I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans worried about that on Twitter.
Yeah, he'll need time to adapt. Simple as. But don't overhype him like he did with Havertz, Pulisic, and Werner. I think he's better than them, and he's
definitely better.
Our midfield is the biggest issue. The biggest problem.
The problem is he's very similar to Mason Mount, but I think more skillful. So I don't know where Mason Mount's going to play. I don't. I really don't.
My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds, bro. I care, man. You think I give a shit?
No,
Mason Mount to me at the end of a rebuild is a squad player. Right now, you'd have him on the bench. You keep him for the lower teams, and that's where I'd use him. He is Mason Milner. And it's not even a slander name no more. Just the way he's playing.
Hey, James Milner was a good player.
No, people say it's slander, but like that's the way I see him. Mason Mount is a versatile player that you could put anywhere on the pitch, tell him to do a job, and he'd probably do it to a solid outcome.
Chelsea fans,
don't build the team around him. He is
Mason jack of all trades, master of
minerals.
And it's not a disrespect. Like James Milner in his prime was a very good player. If that's your ceiling, good for you. But you're not Lampard. You're not Lampard.
Yeah, James Milner was actually a big player for us in that CL run. He played a lot of games for us.
He played about 37 games that season.
Played most games for us, James Milner.
Yeah.
Just a quick final question for Ram. Do you think we'll get Enzo and Jude?
We need to get that Arab money first, then we can start talking.
No lie, we'll definitely get Jude. I'm convinced we get Jude.
I think you're going to spend that much on 2 midfielders.
Yeah, because we didn't.
We will on one. I think it'll be Jude first.
I think we will spend money on Jude. Enzo may be a bit too much, but again, I think we need a lot more. We do need a lot more.
Thing is, they're actually interested in signing both. That's the thing, like, because I think there's actually reliable Liverpool journalists who have actually come out and said there is genuine interest in Enzo Fernandez. Like,
I think as backup if we don't get Jude.
I don't know. You know, I feel like there's a chance
You're
both
not going
might
to
happen.
spend that much on two midfielders.
I'll
Not until
tell
you
you-
get.
You know
at
what it
least
is, though.
one.
I think Liverpool do have more money at the club to spend than what people are making out.
Oh,
you know?
we do.
We have a lot more money
I
than what
think
people are
I
making
think
out.
the issue isn't that. I think it's the problem with spending that much on two midfielders is Liverpool at the moment. A lot of your other players are coming to like sort of the end of the cycle, so it's not like you're gonna buy Jude and Bellingham and then you're done for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Because in 7 years, Salah's gonna be too old. Van Dijk's not gonna be there. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
you're
And
gonna
Jan,
need to replace them players as well. So
you've
I
hit
don't.
the
That's why
nail.
you
you've
could
hit-
get both, but I don't see it.
You've hit the nail right on the head. The problem with our squad, because we got two outliers. We got very, very young and we got very, very old.
Yeah,
Just true.
there's
That's
like not
true.
in between. Yeah,
We haven't got anyone that is 24. I think the only player that's 24 is
Trent.
Joe.
Gomez will be gone next season, I reckon, as well. He won't be there.
Yeah, I'm upset about Joe, but that's by the by. Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota.
Luis Diaz is getting injured now, man. It's annoying me.
So that's the main problem with our squad.
Kanate? How old's Kanate?
He's 23, not 24 yet, not yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
we could put him there. So I think
Yeah,
that's
we
the
could
big
put-
problem with our squad. We have two outliers and we haven't got one in the middle, and especially midfielder is very, very old or very, very young because we've only got 19-year-olds or 30-year-olds. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And that is down to our board because we didn't strengthen.
Oh, Darwin as well. But then again, with Darwin, there's still. How old is Darwin again?
But for
Is
me,
he 22?
I mean, I'll say this: I want Jude, but I also want Sandro Tonali. I would risk the.
He's
Italian,
a good player. He's a good
I
player.
would
to be
risk
fair.
the Italian curse on him, not on Barella. I'll risk it on Tonali because
I like Tonali, to be
he's
honest.
that kind of player. That's for me. I think all of us should be looking at Sandro Tonali because he's that good.
How old is he again?
He's 23. 23.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
He
to
was
be
through
fair.
Chelsea a lot, Lewis.
But we're
Tonali.
more interested in Benacer as Jorginho.
We're interested in
I
him as
rate
well.
Benacer.
He's
Like,
good.
you don't take Tonali, we'll take Benacer. Everyone's
We're interested in Benacer as well. It's Klopp really likes him apparently.
I want Benacer probably more than most midfielders. I think he's exactly what we need if we're looking to replace Jorginho long term. Light for light and better.
I'd
Better
say
in
he's
most
I'd
regards.
say he's a mix of Jorginho and Kante.
Yeah, because he's a lot more mobile, so you can utilize his defensive abilities a lot more than you can with Jorginho. So
Yeah.
I see it. I do see it. Guys, we are going to wrap up the stream now, though. It has been an unbelievable stream. We've gone for nearly 3 hours. Ram, appreciate you being a guest on the channel as well. Links to his Twitter is in the description as well. So if you guys want to give him a follow, it's down there.
I'd love to come back, man. It's vibes, isn't it? It is vibes.
Hey, we probably will bring you back every now and then. We probably will do.
Yeah, of course, man. Big up, man.
What was I going to say? Guys, don't go anywhere, by the way. Flawless is live right now. We're all going to go onto his channel. We're doing a massive Q&A there. This stream is literally going to send you straight to his channel. So literally just don't go anywhere. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a minute or two. So big up everybody and up the Chelsea.